What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to Omar BYT, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of True Ballers FC, guys. Episode 14, ladies and gentlemen. We already have 14 episodes, man. Big ups to every single one of you guys who are in the chat. Big up to everyone. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications. And as always, guys, you know it's never True Ballers FC without Mike's in the building. Big up to you, Mike's, man. True Ballers FC starting 11, bro, every single week. Big ups to you.
Man. Of course, man. 100% attendance and all that, man. 100% attendance. Always looking forward to this show, man. Thank you for having me on once again, bro.
Hey, listen, man. Listen. We've always said this, man. West Ham are not known for turning up in the big moments, but hey, listen, you can't say that about Mike's, bro. Mike's is always turning up in the big moments, man. He's never hiding, bro. You feel me? But listen, guys, the rest of the panel hopefully will be here, but there's still a lot of them who are still coming. But listen, it's been a very interesting past few hours, I would say. Recently, we kind of just watched the Carabao Cup. The Spurs representative will actually be here later, so we'll actually wait for until he gets here so we can hear what he has to say. But yeah, Carabao Cup now is officially semi-finals officially over. We now know who have qualified to the finals. It's gonna be Newcastle versus Liverpool. So very, very big game. We're gonna talk more about that. But before we do get started, guys, make sure you guys smash the like. Big up to everyone who's here. Got 8 people in the building. Big up to Jamie every single time. Big up to Eunice, Basa React. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Basa React every time. Big up to you, bro. Big up to Catalan, my G. What's going on, bro? You good, man? I hope you're doing good too, man. I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great, man. Another beautiful day. But listen, let's quickly talk about the Carabao Cup, man. Let's talk about actually the game before, because listen, I don't know if Alfie or Josh are gonna turn up. So listen, we'll get straight into it, man. Like, let's talk about like yesterday's game first, right? Newcastle, man. Listen, we saw Arsenal. They're having the time of their lives this weekend. Everything was looking rosy, telling everybody to stay humble. That's all we've been hearing this whole week. Like, that's all I've been hearing, man. I can't escape it. Right? But it's safe to say that they got humbled yesterday now, didn't they? Well, Newcastle 2, Arsenal 0. I mean, bro, from the start, like, you know what's crazy about that game, right? They nearly conceded after the first minute of the game.
Yeah.
Bro, when they nearly conceded at the first minute of the game, I said, in my head, I'm like, wallahi, bro, these guys are actually they're probably gonna get the city treatment, right? Yeah. I'm just sitting there like, yo, bro, what the hell is going on? and then they got saved by the offside, and you're thinking, all right, cool, that was a scare, but I feel like this will motivate them to be, all right, these guys are now playing. We need to actually take this seriously now. Yeah, second chance that Newcastle got. They scored. Isaac again hits the crossbar. Jacob Murphy finishes it off. And bro, I'm not gonna lie, there was no point. Like, the thing about that game when I was watching it, I said, unfortunately, there was no point where I actually felt like these guys really wanted it. And also, that was the worst part about it. Arsenal, right? They didn't look like they wanted it. It's actually like embarrassing, bro, because you're thinking, okay, bro, like, show some like guts, right? Like, we get it. You guys are 2-0 down away. Like, at least go there and get a respectable, maybe like a draw or something like that, right? But these guys just came in there and just turned over, bro. It's an absolute disgrace. But hey, so is Arsenal, man. They are just the gift that keeps on giving every single time, right? But listen, Mikes, you talk to me, man. What do you think about that whole situation, bro?
It was. It is the win against City would have been so like. It just would have been a normal day at the office if Arsenal fans didn't react the way they did. And we always talk about this every week when it comes to individual Arsenal games. It's how you react afterwards. Literally talked about this last week on True Ballers FC about how they reacted to the Wolves game. Like, you're still talking about the refs after you won. This one was basically, okay, you won against City, you battered City, you got your get back, you did everything you did, and I was like, I'm fine with the shithousery, I'm fine with what Lewis Skelly did, I'm fine with what Gabriel did. I think that's part of it. And I rate part of it on the pitch. When you see their fans, the way they were acting, oh my God, it was ridiculous. And the problem is there's no self awareness like around them. There's like you got to stay humble shirts. You got them doing all of this in the crowd. There's the Haaland celebration. I'm like, leave that to the players. Like you can be shit. You can be shit. You can banter. But when you go overboard and you're like, okay, we've got Newcastle in the week and all of that, and like we've actually got a cup competition to take serious.
Mhm.
Like, why you don't like act too quick? People would be like, "Oh, live for the moment in football." Yeah, yes and no, yes and no. Live for the moment when you know it's sustainable. When you know it's sustainable, because it's not even like the Newcastle game was like 7 days away. It was literally like three. It was 3 days away, and the way they acted, as you talked about the offside goal, that should have been the catapult and the catalyst for them to be like, okay, that was a warning shot. That was a warning
Mhm.
thing.
Yep.
I could have told you that was offside. I didn't need to like no VAR.
Yeah, it was such an obvious one. I'll be honest. I knew it.
Yeah, it was like but that was like the way they defended that was like Arsenal from 2-3 years ago when they had Zinchenko at the back on a regular basis when they were playing that weird high line. And listen, we've said for Arsenal like they should be going for it a lot more, but there's going for it and being naive. You got to have a balance, and that was
Yep.
just naive. And you can tell that just stems from the players and the manager. We talk about the best centre back partnership in the world and all that, but I think it's about time we need to really put a stamp on things. So it's not just one game, but it's about
Mhm.
the performance in football. Saliba and Gabriel. We never talked about Gabriel being any good before Saliba was there, but we also have never really talked about Saliba being any good in any form of cup competition that Arsenal have ever been in. They always get got at. Even in the
Yep.
Manchester United game, when Xerxes ran at them, there was pressure there. Saliba was out of it. In this game and in the previous game at the Emirates with Newcastle, Isak has ran Saliba ragged. It's the
Yep.
same with Gabriel. Gabriel doesn't turn up in these big games, neither does Saliba. As a partnership, they're good, but it might just be because of the way they're set up. It might just be because of when it's time to play in the league, they're used to that. They're used to that. They can play well in the league, but not play too well when they can win the league, when they can win the whole thing, when they can get over to their achievement. When it comes to actually winning a cup competition where you've got to find a second gear, because in every cup competition, no matter how big the cup is, you have to find a second gear within your players. And
Yes.
they're part of the problem. The midfield balance. We talked about this millions of times. What was the point of signing Marino if you're just going to play Rice, Partey, Odegaard? What was the point? Because you're just shoehorning Declan Rice into a position that you can't play. And you don't know how to use Declan Rice. Declan Rice, double pivot, ball winner. That is it. Double pivot, ball winner. That is it. That is the only position he can play in the midfield. That is it. Play them as a two, play Erdegaard just in front. Play a 4-2-3-1. Because then you get the more balance out of your midfielders. Partey can distribute the ball, Bryce can win the ball back, Erdegaard can roam around. So then your whole right side and your left side has a bit of creativity. But then again,
Mm.
Erdegaard in big games. Erdegaard goes to guard. He missed that big chance. He was part of the reason why they lost. But when
Bro,
we
he
talk
was,
about
bro. That's
Erdegaard,
the thing, bro. You know what it is with Odegaard, right? That's the thing with Odegaard, isn't it? Like, Odegaard is one of those players who I know. I'm not saying he's not talented. He's a talented player, obviously, right? I see the
yeah.
talent,
Mhm.
but I've always said this, right? You were at Real Madrid, at the pinnacle of football, right?
Yeah.
Ancelotti chose to keep Ceballos, a player that failed at Arsenal. They rather kept him over you. What does that say about Odegaard? And then I say
Yeah.
about Odegaard. I'm like, Odegaard being the captain of that club, for me, I've always said it. Sometimes a captain of a club represents where that club is at that moment.
Definitely.
Like
Definitely.
when I look at Manchester United and I look at Bruno as their coach, I'm sorry, their captain, I'm like, yeah, this is where you guys are. That's why he's your captain, right? When I
Yep.
see like with Liverpool, right? Their current captain is who? Is it Van Dijk?
I think it's Van Dijk here.
Yeah, Van Dijk or Henderson or Trent or one of those people, right? I'm like, okay, that is a winner. That is a guy who was once the best in the world at what he did. You understand what I'm
Yep.
saying, right? City, they had Company as their when Company was their captain, you knew what time it was.
Yep.
Like a
Yep.
captain always for me represents how serious you should always take that club. Right now, when you look at my club right now, the reason we're doing so well is Rafinha. Rafinha was the captain for most of the season, right? He was proving he was the centerpiece of our great form. So he was representing how good my team was. You
Yeah,
understand what I'm saying? And that is the
exactly.
example that I've always used. Odegaard being their captain is for me a representation of who they are as a team. And I've
Definitely,
said it because
definitely.
he goes missing. And that's the thing. The reason, like for me, he's a perfect representation is because he's a representation of what Arsenal are. Arsenal are the
Hmm.
team who, yes, when they are good, they get hyped up. That's Odegaard. Odegaard gets hyped up when he's playing well. But
Yeah.
you see, when he comes to the big games and he goes missing, he completely goes missing. AWOL, completely gone out of the game, right? And
Yeah.
then you just sit there and you're just like, this guy's your captain. This is why you guys don't win stuff. Because when it's crunch time in the season, your best players
Hmm.
go missing. This is your
Yep.
he clearly represents your club. It's
Yep.
it's embarrassing.
There is a theme in Arsenal now where
Mm,
think about all the celebratory moments they had is when it doesn't mean anything. So like speaking of Erdegaard, last year, remember the whole camera situation where he was taking a picture of with the kit man and all that, and then it became a meme at the end.
yeah, you see
Remember,
what I'm
like,
saying? Yeah,
yeah, like
yeah, I see
this
that.
is naivety, but this is also we like. I generally think that some of these players are like, well, we might not have a moment like this as good like this again because that's their mentality. They know themselves they're going to bottle it. They know themselves they can't get over the line, well and truly, because even Declan Rice said they don't have enough players, they don't have enough depth. And they did fuck all in the transfer window. They did nothing. They did absolutely nothing. They did a phantom bid for Ollie Watkins that was never going to happen because Duran was leaving. And their bid was low anyway. They're not going to sell one of their key players, as much as I don't rate Ollie Watkins like that. They're not going to sell one of their key players at the end of January
Bro,
like that when they've got the time to replace them.
let's be honest, Mikes. Them,
Mm,
them bidding. Like I've said this before, I'll say it again.
mm,
You're not fooling anyone. We're not
yeah.
stupid. We know what we see what you guys were telling. Like you guys thought you were slick. But
Yeah.
sometimes these people think that we just are modern day fans who just started watching the game yesterday. Some of us have been watching this sport for over 2 decades.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
sometimes, like these people don't understand. They think that they feel like they can do this shady stuff. Like we know what you were doing. You think that you can
Mm,
go to Aston Villa, who have just agreed to sell their first striker, and then go and buy the other striker, and then you're gonna be like, all right, we're gonna go strikerless. This is a team that are currently in the Champions League. You
yep.
think, bro? Like this is like I'm like yo. They knew they were gonna get rejected. Like
Yep.
this is so obvious. They know what they were
Yeah.
doing. The idea
Mm,
was because this is what they do. Remember, I've always said this. Every time the pressure is on the owners, what do?
mhm.
They either bid for a player or they get linked to a big player. Do you remember
Yep.
when they were in the bad form? They get linked to Zubamendi, and everyone,
Yeah.
fans, all of them came together and they all bought into it. I'm just
Hmm.
sitting there, bro. I'm just sitting in the corner like, bro, you guys
Mm.
are like children. I swear to God, you're just like,
Oh.
you know how, toddler, when you have toddlers in the house and they're crying, right? And you're like, if you stop crying, I'm gonna go buy this for you, and then they stop crying.
Yeah.
That's Arsenal.
Yeah.
That's Arsenal fans, bro. It's like
Yep.
you guys get angry, lose your heads, and they're like, oh, we're linked to this player. Oh, there we go. These guys, I knew these guys had a plan.
Trying to do
Okay,
toy
so what
man.
happened to this Zuba deal?
Yeah, I'm seeing Real Madrid advance now. I'm seeing Real Madrid advance with
Bro,
Superman.
Real Madrid are talking to him, Barca are talking to him. Bro, this guy's linked to everyone. But
Mm.
this is the thing. Zimmerman is the big name right now. Everyone is talking about Zimmerman. That's why
Yeah.
they were like, listen, let's get in the conversation. We need to get in the conversation because the pressure is on us. It's an
Yep.
bro. It's hilarious. Honestly, it's you gotta laugh
Yeah.
sometimes. And I'm like, if you're an Arsenal fan, it's not funny. But to the rest of us,
Yeah.
it's hilarious
Oh, of
because
course. Think about it. Like,
Mhm.
this does not ring any alarm bells to the Arsenal fans that were owner out anyway, because that happened after the Manchester United game, and then all the Arsenal fans sucked off the PR. But also, that you're meant to be owner out. You're meant to want ambition, and you have
Mhm.
signed no one in that current window at that time. But you're getting linked. Your first actual link is with someone that's going to be joining you in the summer transfer window allegedly, and that's the problem. Arsenal are a representation of how bad football is right now, and the reason why I say that is because they will hype up a Gabriel and Saliba, and they're good players. They're very good players. But
Mhm.
when you go to a point where Saliba could go to a level of a Van Dijk, a Rio Ferdinand, got like no chance. Rio Ferdinand and Van Dijk, two examples that they're two players that always gets compared to Saliba by Arsenal fans. And Rio Ferdinand and Van Dijk, the difference between them two They turned up in big games. They
Mhm.
didn't. They had their head screwed on from time, but also they made the right moves to get to the top. You are not that club where they're gonna have that all that trophy haul right there. That's gonna be when Saliba goes to Real Madrid. That's gonna be his Man United and his Van Dijk when he moved to Liverpool. When Rio
No,
Ferdinand moved
that's
from
the
Leeds
thing.
to
That's
Man
the thing.
United.
That's the thing, isn't it? Because
Hmm.
if you look at like Madrid and Barca, they're like the final boss when it comes to
Yeah.
moves, right?
Yep.
So you make the let's say, right, for Declan Rice,
Yeah.
he starts at West Ham, makes the
Hmm.
big move, goes to Arsenal. You take a step up, right?
Yeah.
It's a step up. Whether we can talk about Arsenal, it's a step up.
Yeah. It's a
Arsenal
step
is
up.
a
Yeah.
big club. You understand what I'm saying, right? So the step, so you go to Arsenal, prove yourself, become one of the best players, become one of the best players in the world. Next big move is usually Real Madrid or Barcelona, because that's where you're like, "Alright, cool, I've reached the top." You understand what I'm saying, right?
Yep.
Sometimes I've always said this. When you look at this Arsenal team, the only player in this team that I'm like, yo, you have the potential to be world class is Saliba. That's why he's been linked to Real Madrid.
Hmm. And
That's
that's the
why Real
problem.
Madrid won him, because he's the only player that is being that is world class level or has the potential to be world class.
Yeah.
Everybody else is just
Mm.
average. They're just doing well, but bro, nobody rates them.
No.
Are you looking at my club? Looking at any of your players right now?
No.
Like when we went out and bought Aubameyang, guess what? Aubameyang was still firing goals.
Yep.
He
Aubameyang is
was
what you
still
would need.
firing goals. Yep,
Yep.
he was your
And that,
captain.
and that's the thing now. It goes on to my point with back to Erdegaard. You know
Okay,
how do you?
I'm gonna start sending you the link, brother.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This is the thing. Like how we used to rank world class players. He was one of like the top 3, top 5 in your position. Like when we like growing up watching football, etc.
Yeah.
Now, let's say Erdegaard is. Let's say he is. Just for the sake of it. I still don't put him as world class. I can't rank world class, so-called world class players now to how I used to rank world class players back then, because football has gone 10 times the level downhill. But also, the number 10 position, the so-called number 10 position, not only does it not really exist anymore, but anyone that's labelled as a number 10, all you need to do to get them out of the game is mark them tight. Is set a player on them where they can defend you tight. There's no number 10s anymore that are intelligent enough to move away from you, like on and off the ball, to get past the player that's marking you. They don't have the same footballing IQ as when we were watching number 10s when we grew up watching football. And that's the thing with the centre backs as well. Gabriel and Saliba aren't a stand-up partnership like a Vidic Ferdinand. They're not a stand-up partnership like a PK Puyol back in the day, or Ramos
Mm.
Pepe back in the day, or even when like Company and like whoever, like Diaz and Stones, when they were like playing then, you can't even say they're like the centre-back partnerships we said, like Terry Carvalho. Like these were proper centre-back partnerships, like
Yep.
Campbell, Torre, and whatever. Like these are proper centre-back partnerships where we like year in, year out, they were going to win something, not only because of the team they had around them, but because they turned up in big games. And look at everyone in their position and they hype up. Even but Bukayo Saka is a very, very, very good player, but he's good at what he is. What he is, but he's good at what he is. He's nothing special. Like he's a little bit he's only a little bit more than just a system player, but he's not like anything special. He's very efficient, very, very efficient. But he's very efficient at what he does,
Mm.
what he does specifically. He's not going to offer you anything different. These players that Arsenal hype around, you got to raise your standards of the players you hype about, because even if
And
they
you
go
know what's
inside
funny?
a
Just to add to your point, let's just talk about that whole Saka point, right? I don't hear Saka being linked to Barcelona and Real Madrid.
Nope.
And it's not about, because at the end of the day, it's not about whether they sign him. It's about being linked.
Yeah.
Real Madrid are not trying to sign Saka. My club is,
No.
bro, we are looking for wingers. I haven't heard my club being linked to Saka.
Nope.
Like, bro, it's not about buying the place. It's about showing that, yo, we actually notice your player. This player is actually good enough that he can walk into my team. Now, I'm not saying Saka is not talented enough to be in my team, but the fact that we are not actually, we are looking at so many other options before we look at him. Just that idea, because it's, what I've always said, it's like sometimes when it comes to like women, like, or girls, right? When you're in like girls dress up nice and all that so the guys can notice them.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, bro. If the guy is not noticing them, guess what's happening, bro? You know what I mean, right? What are you doing? If nobody's noticing you, you're not really doing the job now, are you?
Yeah. Also on the ugly fat friend. Also
That's
on the
my
ugly
point,
fat friend.
bro.
Like,
that
and
is
this is the thing. Their fans are like, oh no, don't worry, babe, you're beautiful anyway. Just go back out there and do your thing, man. That's what they're like to their players. Every time we criticize their players and call them fat, they're the ones that are like, no, you're still beautiful. Don't worry about it. You're still world class, even though you had a shit game. Arsenal are hyping up the fat bitch all the time. Every
no.
time.
Every time, sometimes when I just want to just see something funny, I just go to AFTV, right, and I just have to sit there and just watch, and I have to see some of these people, right? Like Ty is like the one every time, like, yo, this brother, right? I don't even know what to say about this dude. Like, when you're just so, like, when you're just so stunned, and you're just like, bro, you are so out of touch, right? I'm actually like, I don't even know what to say about you. You feel me, right?
It is
Like
that's for me. It's Julian, fam.
bro,
Julian's
Julian literally said, we were dominant for 30 seconds. We were good for the first 30 seconds. Bro, when he said that, I sat there on my stream. I was like, there's no way these guys don't know what they're doing. There's no way. There is no way in hell that these guys don't know that what they're saying now is going to get them clipped. There's no way. That's what it's about, bro. They just want to be remembered. Go ahead.
You could be dominant for 30 seconds and then just bust quickly and then the moment's gone. That's what Arsenal are. You dominate for 30 seconds, you bust too early. And then the moment's gone, fam. Once you bust, it's done. That's what Arsenal are done, bruv. You were dominant for 30 seconds, and then where did the momentum go? To Newcastle, the opposition. Your moment for past. Now you got to pack up your things, get an Uber, and go home.
Bro. Nah, bro. You know what, right? I swear to God, right? I always say this, man. Like, it's easy to laugh at Arsenal. It's so easy. Yep. It's just easy. It's not a vendetta, bro. I've always said this, bro. I'm like, the reason why it's so easy to laugh at you is because we look at what you are and what you should be and what you are now, and that's why it's hilarious to us.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? You see, I'm like, if my club was moving like you, guess what? Everyone would be laughing at my club.
Definitely, yeah.
Like, bro, I'm sure King has to deal with this in his own fan base at his club. He has to deal with this. You think people don't make fun? Like, I'm sure Arsenal fans are so happy to make fun of Manchester, bro. That is like their favorite thing to do. Just talk about, just talk hella shit about Manchester United, right? Mm-hmm. When they had Ten Hag, guess what, bro? Arsenal fans were having the best time of their lives. Weren't they, King? They were. I don't know. King, you good? Yeah. You good, King? Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I was just saying, I'm like, listen, when you are a big club and you're not moving like a big club, it's easy for us to laugh at you. It doesn't matter if you support a big club. Because here's the thing, they can, like, sometimes when you see a lot of these Arsenal fans sit there and they talk about, oh, why is a West Ham fan talking about Arsenal, bro? I know that in my head, I'm just sitting there like, Mike knows where his club is.
Yep.
There's no point that Mike has ever seen his club be in the Champions League. There's no point that he's seen his club win. Like, that's the crazy thing. He's seen his club win a European trophy before you. Like, that's the one thing he can actually say.
I said this yesterday on my stream. Like, they don't have an existing European trophy. We do.
Yo, West Ham have won a European trophy more recently than Arsenal, bro. Oh my goodness.
Bro, they're European trophies. The same amount of trophies.
Yeah, exactly.
What's that?
David Moyes got the same amount of trophies as Arteta, bro.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Their European trophies that they have won don't exist anymore. Now, we both won
that's the thing, isn't it? Like,
the other one is the Intercity's Fairs Cup. Intercity's Fair. Who gives a fuck about Intercity Fun Fair, bro? Like, who cares about that shit, man? Nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about that when Alan Smith was playing.
Yeah, David Rocastle and them, man. R.I.P.
He's like, Alan Smith is moving like Alan Smith days. He's moving mad, bro. Like, look at man, like, bro. Alan Smith probably has grandchildren now.
Yeah, Ian Wright and them, man. Ian Wright.
Yeah, no, it's Ian Wrong, bro. Right? Legit, like, this is the thing when it comes to Arsenal. It's too easy to laugh at you because I always grew up laughing at other people's pain to get rid of the fact that I support West Ham, bro. So I'm gonna carry on doing that. And that's what I always do when it comes to Arsenal. Like I'm always here.
But here's the thing. You see some of these people that try to come at you, right? What can they actually say to you? It's not like you are once big club that's fallen off the cliff. Because if that was what you are, you can sit there and say, well, I can see why. But your entire life, you've never seen West Ham be anything.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can sit there and say whatever you want and be like, yeah, man, I'm a West Ham fan. But here's the thing, bro. I didn't watch my club go from winning Premier Leagues to be in Banter club. My club has always been a Banter club. So it's easy for me to laugh at you because I've always been in the mud. You were once up here and you're now in the mud with me.
You can't kill a man that's dead. You can't kill a man that's dead. That's what I always say. You can't kill a man that's dead.
There you go.
Yeah.
But King, talk to me, bro. What do you think of the Newcastle United Newcastle United Arsenal game, bro?
You said it perfectly at the start, bro. Arsenal are the gift that keeps on giving. I always say this: the Arsenal Express is never ever late, Omar. It's never ever late, Omar. And this is the thing: these men talk up all their big players. These men talk about Martin Odegaard, man like Casper Lee, fam. I told man about Casper Lee. What did man do, bro? Yeah, man did nothing again, bro. Get substituted, bro. Their captain gets substituted, bro. Casper Lee gets substituted yet again, bro. You know what I'm saying? Declan Rice, bro. You know what I mean? Declan Rice Crispies and that, bro. Yeah? Declan Rice Crispies. JMX, bro. Yeah? That man we're talking about, oh, can we give you more West Ham? Can we give you more West Ham?
Hey, by all means, I'll be like, hey, give me more. I'll give you money. I'm not complaining. Give me the money.
Yet again, William Saliba, apparently the best central defender that we ever seen. Yet again got cooked by Isak and Gordon. Yet again for the third time. Because Newcastle played also 3 times, remember? And Isak has cooked Saliba 3 times, bro. Yeah? He got cooked by one of my ballers, Joshua Xerxes. But no one wants to speak about that. Man like Will Smith, fam. Yeah? Man like Will Smith had a generational stinker, yeah? Will Smith at centre-back. I said it about this guy, bro. Yeah? Will Smith at centre-back, yeah? He had an absolute stinker. Yeah, Thomas Partey, man like Kevin Hart, had an absolute stinker, bro. You know what I'm saying? Thomas Partey, bro, man like Kevin Hart, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I'm saying, yeah? Like, this is why, yeah? And Arsenal fans, I know Arsenal fans because I hear so much shit from them every single season. They will say after this, oh, we don't need the Cowbell Cup. The Cowbell Cup is too big for a club like Arsenal were too big for a Carabao Cup. Yep. Arsenal too big for a Carabao Cup. We got bigger fish to fry. That's what they do. Oh, we in the Champions League. We still in the title race. Like, this is the thing, yeah. Like, these men will go on about beating Man City, bro. Everyone's beat, bro. You know how many defeats Man City have had this season? You know how many times Man City have lost this season? Like, these Arsenal fans are acting like they played the Manchester City treble team. They acting like they played the Manchester City Centurions team. This ain't that you beat up a washed out Manchester City who is going through a rebuild. So yes, yes you can be happy that you beat Man City, but come on, let's not overgas it. Let's stop this overgassing because Bournemouth have beaten them. Everton got a point against them. Obviously, Crystal Palace also got a point against them. Obviously, Manchester United, Dusty Man United, who you always say Dusty Manchester United, this and that beat Man City at the Etihad. So you know what I'm saying. So we can go on and on. Bournemouth, Man United, Liverpool beat them, Tottenham beat them 4-0. We go on about Spurs beating them 4-0. So we can go on about Man City. You can go on about Man City all you want, but just know you beat out a washed up Man City. So so this is the thing. Like people will say, oh, it's Man City, oh, it's Man City. But if Arsenal, if you are going for a title race, you have to win that game. If you're going for a title race, you are favorite. Arsenal were favorite. People say City were favorites to win that game. No, they wasn't, bro. City aren't fighting for anything in the league. What they're fighting for, bro? What City are like fifth in the league.
Yeah.
Arsenal was second in the. Arsenal was
Okay.
second.
Now,
Arsenal was
big
second.
up to you, Core.
Yeah, as I was saying, Omar, Arsenal are second in the league. Arsenal are going for a title race. Manchester City are fifth in the league. Manchester City are fighting for top four this season. That's what Man City are fighting for. They aren't fighting for league title. They're fighting for top four this season. So 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 you expect Arsenal, especially at the Emirates as well, to beat this Man City team, because we all know this Man City team has been trash. So so
Sure.
so 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 so
Man
this is
City,
the thing.
they've lost to every big team this season, haven't they? I think
Yeah,
Yeah,
apart
they
from
yeah,
were.
Chelsea.
Yeah.
yeah. But
Apart
this is
from
what I
Chelsea,
mean.
they've beaten everyone.
This is what I mean, Omar, about the overgassing though, Omar. This is what these men do. They overgas everything. They
Mhm.
overhype every player. Like Mike said, yeah. Like I think Bukayo Saka is a good player, but these men are acting like Bukayo Saka is Yamin Yamal or Mason Greenwood, or he's freaking Olise from Bayern Munich. You're not on
No.
that level.
You're not.
You're not.
No.
You're not on that level of a
But
Olise or
here's the thing.
Yamal.
We are used to Arsenal overhyping players, bro. That's the thing, bro.
Yeah.
Listen, like, bro, you know what I've always said? I'm like, you know who Arsenal fans are? Arsenal fans are like Paul Heyman. I don't know if you guys watch wrestling. He's they're Paul Heyman, bro.
Yeah.
They know how to hype. You know how Paul Heyman hypes Brock Lesnar, bro? Every time he's in the ring,
Yeah.
he just
Yeah.
or how he does the Roman Reigns thing, and he's like my travel cheap, bro, and basically, hypes him up, right? That's a wrestling term for those of you for some of you who watch wrestling. But you get
Yeah.
my point. At the
But
end
yeah,
of the
I get.
day,
Yeah.
but no,
I
but
get
my
your
point
point.
is,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, when it comes to Arsenal is so good at like the hype of players, bro. Like they are so good
Yeah.
at it, bro. They know how to hype players,
Saka.
bro. It's
Yeah,
really
Saka, Saliba, like Mike says Saliba. They had the audacity to compare this man to Rio Ferdinand. Yeah, they had the audacity to compare him to Rio Ferdinand. Bro, He isn't better than Van Dijk. Saliba isn't better than Van Dijk. He isn't better than John Terry from Chelsea. He isn't better than Vincent Company from Man City. Like, bro, I can name defenders better than Saliba, bro. Like,
Yeah.
like he's not better than Vincent Company. He's not better than John Terry. He's not better than Rio Ferdinand.
bro. He's
You,
not.
like,
Listen, respectfully, in other,
let's stop gassing this guy up.
what he has, King. What he has is potential.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He has
yeah,
a very good
but that's
potential,
it.
but he's not great yet,
But,
bro.
yeah, that's my point. That's my point, Omar. That's my point. These men are acting like Saliba's already there, and he is not. Like when it comes to Arsenal, this is why I always laugh at Arsenal. That's why I always had the last laugh for Arsenal, because
Mhm.
I've said this before. They can laugh at my club all they want, but my club, since Alex Ferguson has retired, and since Arsene Wenger has retired, Manchester United have won more trophies than Arsenal. We won more trophies in Manchester United down period than Arsenal's good period. So these men can gas it up all they want, but they don't like to hear the facts. You either have to say, yeah, you can't say, you can't say Saka's a very good player. You can't say Saliba's a very good player. You either have to say Saliba is world class and Bukayo Saka's world class, or you have to say they are shit, or they are crap. You get what I'm trying to say, bro? There's no in
There's no
between.
basically.
There's no in between. And this is what I'm saying. These men are acting like these players are already at the level, and they are not, because in big pressure moments like Newcastle United in the semi final, we can name Aston Villa from last season. Yeah, Villa from last season. Obviously, the season before Southampton, Brighton, all of the games that they should have won, they didn't, and they can speak about their big record against the Big Six. They have they have the best record against the Big Six. Yes, but what did that result to last season? Man City had the worst record against the Big Six teams, and they still won the Premier League. You know what I'm saying? So they can chat about, oh, we've got, because this is what I was getting as well last season, or more of Arsenal fans. Oh, we've got more clean sheets than Manchester United have wins. We have more points than the Invincibles. We've got more wins than the Invincibles. This and that. That's what they were gassing.
Bro,
And they didn't win
that
no
is why.
trophies.
But here's the King. This is why, King, it's easy for us to laugh at them, because you want to sit there and you want to make all of these useless stats that will be all at the end of the season, right? Right?
Yeah.
You want to sit there and you want to name all of these stories and all of these stuff. Bro, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
You can say whatever you want. Tell me that
Yep.
you got more points than Invincibles. Tell me you guys have more wins or clean sheets than Manchester United. I don't care. You see, when the season is over, and you guys are trophyless, Manchester United win the Europa League. Guess what? Guess who had a better season? That would be 3 seasons in a row. 3 seasons in a row, Manchester United have had a better season than you.
Yeah, that's the
You understand
thing.
what I'm saying?
That's the thing as well. Like their win against City, for example, like as King said about they didn't beat the treble side, but also when Liverpool were competing, did Liverpool ever celebrate like that? We talked about Tottenham earlier this season as well. Did they even celebrate like that when they beat them 4-0 at their own ground? And we talk about Tottenham. This is Tottenham.
Stay humble. Stay
Like,
humble.
never did this. I know it's like stay humble, but I don't think you got the message. Because they were just doing this. By the way, they were just doing this in the game. They were doing this before. Like weeks ago, they were putting signs.
They were
putting painting signs outside the Emirates of Haaland. Stay humble. They were doing that before the game.
This is why I'm telling you. I'm telling you guys. You see, the next time City play Liverpool and Haaland scores a hat trick and he's shameless, bro, I will be the biggest advocate for that shame. Bro, I'm telling you, bro. I'm like, yo, Haaland, you have now license. You have full license to go on shameless. The most shameless mood that you've ever done.
Absolutely.
Bro, if I'm Haaland, bro, it's on. Every time I score against people, oh no, you Arsenal fans are gonna hate me. You guys are genuinely gonna despise me because every time I play you, bro, I'm gonna make sure to dance on your graves every single time, bro. I'm gonna be the biggest hater. I want you to understand, bro, the amount of hatred I will have for you guys, bro. Nah, bro, I'll be always looking forward to playing you, bro. Just so that I can dance on your grave, bro.
Yeah, but that's what I'm like with that's what I'm like with their fans, that's what I'm like with their fans at the end of the season. I dance on their parade, bro. I wait to the end of the season to dance on their parade because these men chat the most every single season. These men act like they are Real Madrid, brother. They men talk like they are Real Madrid, but they want to play victim. They want to play victim.
You guys know how Jimmy Vardy always acts every time he scores against Tottenham, right?
Yeah,
that's how Vardy should be acting. That's how Haaland should be acting. Bro, he should just show them the Premier League title and say,
he did that.
When was the last time you won one of these? When was the last time you won?
He did that to Gabriel.
Show them the Champions League trophy. Or show them the World Cup trophy and be like, when was the last time you guys won one of these?
He did that to Gabriel after the game. He did that to Gabriel after the game. So what happened?
I like that.
Pointing like this. Yeah, pointing like this. Yeah.
If he do that after he's lost, when he scores, the celebration is going to be mad. I'd run to the whole
in a game, I think preseason game, right? Is in a Mexican team. He scored and he did this. He did this and he did this and he did this to the fans. Basically, he's telling them, "I've won 3 my nation's turn won 3 World Cups. You've won 0." Because basically they were crazy. They were talking shit to him the whole time. He scores and then he turns around. He does this and he does this and does this. I'm like. You know what? I love it, bro. If Messi does that, you know, bro, everybody can do it. Because it's just like, bro, if you're throwing stones at me, you can't then sit there and wonder why I'm throwing. Like, this is why when Cristiano Ronaldo do the same thing, a lot of people don't like when Cristiano retaliates. I'm like, bro, sometimes you have to retaliate, bro. It's not always about taking the higher road. Nah, screw being in the higher road. I'm not taking the higher road.
How about you? Remember the Simeone celebration and then Ronaldo retaliated the next game?
I'm taking the high road on that. Dude, let me tell you something, I am not one of these people where I'm like, I like instigating. But dude, don't tell me there are certain things I do not take. I am refusing to take the high road on certain things. One of the things I'm never going to take the high road on It's flipping, taking going through like this kind of stuff, right? You can't be sitting there making doing like paintings or like doing my celebrations, telling me to stay humble, putting it all over social media, and expect me to just quietly just sit there and be like, Banter, nah, bro. Bro, if I'm Haaland, bro, I'm on my villain arc. This is where my villain arc starts. This is where my villain, bro.
Yeah.
I will be the biggest hater of Arsenal, bro. Every time we play Arsenal, bro, I will just be sitting in my room, just like contemplating, like, yo, it's on, bro. When I get on that pitch today, bro, I'm a
Yep.
Salih,
Yep.
Magalesh, bro. Magalesh is gonna be the one I'm talking, bro. Every time I see Magalesh, every time I see him, bro, I'm like, yo, it's on site, bro. It's on site between me and you on the pitch, bro. Oh my days. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, cause here's the thing, bro. I get it, right? It's banter between fans. But wallahi, bro, these people sometimes are so embarrassing in the way they move. You understand what I'm saying? Oh yeah, by the way, guys, big up to all the people who are watching from Twitch. I actually got my people watching from Twitch. Up to you, Allah
Big
grace.
Twitch.
Up to you every time. But yeah, but you get my point. At the end of the day, I'm just one of the people who, in my head, I'm just like, there are certain things. Like, yes, you can make fun of a player, but dude, the way Arsenal fans were moving, I'm just like, hi, bro.
Yeah, like
No problem, bro.
That's the thing. I don't mind the whole Haaland celebration thing. I don't mind the Lewis Skelly
yeah,
thing. I don't mind the
I don't mind it. Yeah,
that's fine, yeah. But the whole my problem is to stay humble shirts. Bro, you make shirts.
Bro, you know what I would do? You know what I would do, bro? If I'm Haaland, bro, I would buy one of those shirts. When we score, bro, I will go to on Instagram and I'll wear that shirt, bro. Just to bro, you don't understand.
Or just when you score, just do the whole shirt thing, and it has stay humble way under the thing with a like just do that. Just do that.
No, I will. I will, bro.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I don't care, bro. I will be the most shameless fan. Nah, man. Trust me. This is what I understand. Like there's certain times you can't take the high road on certain things. This is one of those times, bro. Haaland, bro. If I'm a Haaland, I would take this person. I would take this to the grave, bro. I will never love you, bro. I would hate your club forever, bro. After this, I'm like, nah, bro. Every time we play, I will make sure. Forget about the rest of the games in the league. I'm looking forward to the Arsenal games, bro. Because every time we win, I will be the most shameless person, bro. I'll be walking in with my Premier League medals, bro, on the pitch. Nah, bro, you don't understand me, bro. Man. You don't understand me, man.
You know the funny
will not be enough.
You know the funny thing as well, oh boy, yeah. I saw I think it was I saw today on TikTok. Obviously, straight after the Newcastle game, all the Newcastle fans were singing about freaking Arteta. It must be the bull. It must be the bull. Super Mick Arteta. It must be the bull. That's what they're singing.
It must
be the. Yo, I saw that. Yo, I was dying. Yo, I was dying. I was creasing. Yo, I was dying. Yo, you got Newcastle fans, bro. Come on, man. You got Newcastle fans taking the big out your manager.
I rate it. I completely rate it.
I rate it, bro. I rate it, bro.
But listen. We spent like 40 minutes talking about Arsenal. We shouldn't be spending too much time, bro. It's ridiculous. Like another season, another trophy gone. So it's Champions League and Premier League for Arteta now, man. Good luck.
Yeah, season over, man. Good luck, super duper big, man.
We have 2 trophies to win, so
Yeah, right.
Yep.
There's still time.
Trust the process, man.
Yeah, man. But listen, let's quickly get into the next topic. Today's game, guys. Spurs. Liverpool 4, Spurs 0. Charlie said he was gonna be here soon, but I don't know what's going on with him. But listen, we're gonna talk. Let's get into it. The match was basically over after 3 minutes.
Yeah,
3 minutes, bro. The lead literally lasted for 3 minutes, bro. Tottenham were ahead 3 minutes in that game, bro. When Liverpool scored, I was watching the Barca game, so I was just glancing at the goals, right? And we scored, right? And while I'm celebrating the goal, Liverpool score, and I'm just sitting there like, Oh, well, it was good while it lasted.
Yep.
It was good while it lasted. And before you
Mhm.
know it, bro, it's 4-0, bro. Liverpool
Yeah.
4,
Yeah.
Tottenham. So, is it safe to say now that Ange should be sacked? Because,
It's
yeah,
still got the FA Cup on
because
the weekend.
I, uh, I mean, listen, I know for London clubs, they're just sitting there, like, hey, he still got the Europa League. What are you guys talking about, man? He still has the
Still
Europa
got
League.
the FA. Well, wait, are Tottenham still in the FA Cup? They
Yeah,
are, aren't they?
Yeah. Villa away.
Yeah, yeah,
but,
Villa away. Yeah. But
yeah,
mm,
but once again, once again, another year, another trophy gone.
yeah.
Hmm.
They're on the verge of going on top of the trophy last season. But hey, could they win the FA Cup? Could this be the year they win the FA Cup? Could they
No.
win the Could they win the Europa League? I mean, they've won the
No.
Europa League in the past. I know it's been over 40 and 45 years probably by
Mm.
now. But it's been the Premier League is definitely. I mean, how are they gonna do in the league? Are they gonna stay up?
Maybe.
Bro, we're here. Well, listen, let's talk about it, man. What did you guys think of that game, bro?
Mm.
Like,
Uh this is the thing with Tottenham, man. It's like Arsenal but worse. They should just become one club. They should just become one club. North London FC and all that. Do like Pez or some shit. Because this
mm,
is the thing. Like I don't think any sane person, anyone with a couple brain cells, thought Tottenham were going to get anything from today. I know they tried to do this whole defensive, resolute thing, but that didn't work either. Um, like basically, Ange thought, okay, I'm actually going to be pragmatic for once, and they did it against Brentford. But even against Brentford, they had chances. They had chances. Like Brentford still had chances. Brentford still missed key chances. It's not like Tottenham nullified everything. Just Brentford weren't
mm,
clinical. Same way with today. Uh, the Liverpool are always going to be clinical because they have Gakpo and Salah. Forget Nunes. He ran the centre backs ragged. Listen, I feel sorry for Kevin Dunn. So it's not really a great time to have your debut, but like at the same time, hold that. Like this is the thing with Tottenham. Uh, you could are you
Kevin
choosing them
Jones
to
not playing the Premier League before, or is he just
no,
moving to the?
no, this is debut. No, well, no,
Oh,
no. He's played for Southampton before, but
that's
he
what I'm
barely played.
saying. He said
Yeah.
he did
He
sit
Yeah.
barely
in the
played.
back before Southampton.
He barely played though. Barely played. Like, listen, this is the thing with Tottenham. These signings are all well and good, yeah, but you chose to only do it when you had opportunities. So when you go into games like these and you go into a squad like that at Anfield, there was always going to be one outcome. Always going to be one outcome. When you have Brennan Johnson, Richarlison, who's got injured again, calf injury, and Ange said it's not good. Now they have another injury crisis. When Human Son is finished, when Timo Werner isn't good, when Solanke doesn't get any service and is very injury prone at times, when Madison's injury prone and he turns up when he wants to. I like Madison, but he turns up when he wants to. Kulusevski's good, but only in the middle. There's a lot of nearly men. There's a lot of moments players. That's kind of the problem. A lot of mismatching profiles. A lot of players that actually don't suit the style of play, even though the manager's been here for 18 months. They're actually better on the counter. They've actually got a squad that's made for three at the back rather than actually playing a possession-based style of football. We've been through the same thing millions and millions of times when it comes to Tottenham Hotspur. But this is the thing with Tottenham. You don't go out and have the mentality to win. They were making a big hoo-ha every time they made a clearance and had some form of defensive stability in the first opening 10 to 15, then 20 to 25 minutes. They all going to each other and then talking afterwards. Every bit of stoppage when I watched the game, they were talking to each other as a defensive unit, talking about like just random things that are happening like in the match, etc. Like trying to gather each other every time. It's like they needed reassurance, needed a guidance. It's like that one kid in school that has like 4 teaching assistants around him. Like one to help read, one to help write, etc. That is a Tottenham defenders right there. They're all trying to help each other do extra stuff. They all had. It's like they have an extra tuition classes in the middle of the pitch, in the middle of the game. That is what they're doing, and this is the problem. That's how incompetent most of their defenders are. Only Jed Spence showed any competence, and he's second choice, and he was scapegoated years and years ago. This is the problem with Tottenham. You don't have the mentality to be here. You never will. And the problem is, I've noticed this with Tottenham when it comes to the cycle. A manager
Mm,
could only last 18 months at Tottenham. But the reason why I say that is because when you have your own squad, you can build on your own squad, and they buy into what you have. The players can never buy into whatever manager is there at Tottenham, because Tottenham never go to buy to help those existing players there. So the original style of play always runs dry. So they're never going to buy into it because like it's not working. But they're not thinking in their head. But some of them might be because they're human, but they're not all thinking in their head, why isn't the owner buying anyone? Why isn't the director of football buying anyone? But they're mainly thinking, this is my manager. This style of play ain't working. Why isn't it working? I'm going to stop buying into this. I'm going to go out with bad morale on the pitch and not believe anymore because it's gone wrong. But it can never, ever last more than 18 months because they never capitalize on what they have. So the existing players are always there lost. And some of them have been there for years. So some of them are already sick of this and some of them have seen this cycle before. So they're already mentally drained and their morale is completely gone before everyone else's. So any new player that comes in will give you that initial spark, but then settle into Tottenham and they'll become the same player. That's the problem with them. They don't have the mentality.
I mean, that is such a true statement, man. And I've always said this when it comes to our Tottenham. It's just one of those things where I just look at there's too many problems at our Tottenham, right? Similarly, like you said, to Arsenal Football Club, where there's a divide between the fans. Some fans, they don't know what they want. Some fans want to win a trophy. Some fans just want entertaining football. Some fans want Champions League football, and some fans want all three.
Yeah.
Like, and the issue is you have to judge things based on what you see. The problem is with certain fans in the Tottenham fan base, they don't actually value trophies. They don't. To them, like think about it, right? When Mourinho was in charge and when Conte was in charge, these are two managers who we know are notorious for winning trophies.
Yes.
Tottenham went to a League Cup final. Mourinho took them to a final. Now there is a few managers in world football, who you put your house on winning you one game of football in 90 minutes, more than Mourinho.
Yeah.
It will be dirty. It will be disgusting. It will be downright putrid to watch. But for 90 minutes, bro, he's your man. Yeah. And everybody knows that about him. Right? And yet, right before a cup final, this club chose to sack him. For me, that was the moment it finally dawned on me that trophies don't matter for this club. It doesn't matter. These guys don't care. Because it doesn't make any sense to sack a manager who's put all the work to take them to the final and not even give him the 90 minutes. You could even sack him literally after the 90 minutes after he's lost. You can be like, cool. 90 minutes, you lost it. You're sacked. But now, they choose to sack him right before the final. And then you hire Antonio Conte, a manager who has won basically everywhere he's been. Everywhere he's been. Right? His first big job was Juventus. He basically started that dominant effect. Right? And he went on to go to Italy. Yeah, he didn't last too long in there. But he did well with them. Went to Chelsea and won the league in his first season. Went to Inter Milan, won them the league. Ended Juventus's long dominance in Italian football. Guess who did it? Conte. And then you have this manager who's won so much.
Yes.
You have him at chocolate. And you don't
but it's only the Scottish League. It's only the Scottish League. That's what they would say. It's only the Scottish League.
But
that's what they would say.
But yeah, and then you don't back him. The guy now throws a fit because he's like, yo, I actually want to compete for trophies. And clearly you don't have the same mindset as I do. And then he then goes off and gets sacked. I didn't even forget about Nuno as well, because Nuno came in before Conte. Look at Nuno now. Nuno is in a Champions League place. He's won league title. I think he's won trophies at Saudi since he's left.
Yeah.
So this is a man who's also won trophies. this is why I keep telling you guys, this club, reason the reason why I don't really spend too much time talking about Tottenham is because I just look at Tottenham. I'm like, you guys are just that team that you just expect that everybody should rate you, but there is nothing there to rate.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
There is
yeah,
nothing to rate. Like, the reason we can talk about Arsenal is because we've seen Arsenal be up here and one down
Hmm.
here. That's why we
yeah,
talk
yeah,
about
yeah.
them. Because that's, but you, in my lifetime as a Barcelona fan, since watching football since 2005, I've never watched you guys do anything since 2016, 2017. That's when I
Mm.
really started to watch Tottenham and say, yo, what's going on with Tottenham? It's like if West Ham in the next 2, 3 years start going to champion. I'll be like, West Ham? Like,
Yeah.
because I'm not used to it.
Hmm.
And then you do all of that. And yet you want to sit there and want, like, bro, there was a time I used to remember when they were good under Pochettino. And then there was some
Yes.
people that were trying to actually bring a conversation of a power shift in North London. I'm like, bro, and I remember even Paul Merson, who someone I don't really rate as a pundit, but he literally gave the perfect answer to that. He
Mm.
literally asked, "What power shift? What power shift?"
Yeah, what power
Like,
shift?
seriously, like that's the same question I was asking. I was like, bro, where exactly is the power shift? Where's the power shift? Because you finished
Yeah.
ahead 2 seasons in a row. That's why. Because you've been playing some of the best football in the league. That's what counts for a power shift. There's no power shift, bro. Power shift doesn't happen. Like, you know how long you guys have to. You know how good you have to be to actually have a power shift in North London. Yeah, Arsenal are not good, but bro, you guys are not better than them. You've not been better than them my whole life.
Nope.
My whole life, you've
No.
never been better than Arsenal. Don't ever kid yourselves. None of us here, no real football fans, have ever looked at Tottenham and said, "Our Tottenham are the best team in North London right now." Yeah, you guys have had moments, especially around Wenger's time when he was about to leave, where you guys had
Mm.
a little bit of stronghold, and people were like, "Yeah, you guys are playing well." They're like, "Yeah, right now, Spurs are a better team. Not all round, not oh yeah, you guys are the best team in London, all that. No, because Chelsea was still doing their thing in London. You understand what I'm
Yes.
saying, right? But
Yes.
it's a matter of, okay, right now, form wise, you guys are actually playing better. But even then, it was a debate because guess what? Even when you guys were playing better than them, they were still winning trophies with Wenger, which something you weren't doing. And that's why in my head, I'm just like, when I talk to Spurs fans, I just can't. Like, I'm sorry, I can't look at you like I look at Arsenal. The reason I go off on Arsenal like the way I do is because I've seen Arsenal be great. I've never seen you great. That's why I can't lose my head. I can be, oh, this is ridiculous. Why? Respectfully, why? Why should I, bro? I've never seen you be anything in my lifetime.
Yeah,
I've only seen you
exactly.
guys maybe have few seasons in Champions League, but that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's like me losing my head over West Ham. Like, but why am I going to lose my head for over West Ham? Seriously. Like, I can't, like, when it comes to Manchester United, I will lose my head over Manchester United because I remember what Manchester United are. We know what Manchester United. That's why I can say that. But this is
Yep.
ridiculous. And unfortunately, I always look at Tottenham fans. I'm like, bro, if you are a Tottenham fan, I swear to God, right? I've said this to Northside one time. I said, Northside, if my wife is an Tottenham fan, I would never question my wife's loyalty because you have to be a special level of loyalty to actually be supporting that club.
Yeah.
Bro, I know that if my wife is a Spurs fan, he would deal with so much of my bullshit. I know he would deal with so many bullshit that I throw at her. Because you know why? Because I'm sure the amount of bullshit I would throw at her is nothing compared to what his club has thrown at her for her whole life. I'm being dead serious, bro, because you
Yeah.
have to have a certain level of loyalty to
Hmm.
really keep supporting that club every single season when that club has guaranteed you that they're not going to give you anything in return.
Of course.
I said it, bro. Dude, I've always said this, right? I am so lucky that in my short life, I was smart enough, even at a young age, to know, yeah, don't support those teams. Because I watched Manchester United. I think I think Liverpool were the first team I ever watched, right? First ever team, right? And I remember I watched Manchester United. I will never forget the first ever Manchester United match I ever watched was Manchester United versus Lille in the Champions League in 2005 when they played in Old Trafford and ended 0-0.
Mm.
I remember you guys actually finished bottom of that group. That was actually something. You guys were in the easy group and you somehow finished bottom. I remember that, right? You guys were in the group with Benfica, Lille, and Villarreal. And that was the year that Villarreal went to the semi-finals and lost to Arsenal. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Arsenal, we beat them in the final. But that's my point, right? That was the first time I ever watched them, and I remember you guys had the Vodafone. Remember when who remembers Vodafone, guys? Who remembers Vodafone? You guys remember
I
Vodafone?
remember.
Yeah, I remember.
I
No,
remember.
that was
Yeah. The
the
vote.
advertiser for Manchester United back in the early time, bro. Vodafone is an old, that we're talking like old, like, you feel me, right? Um, Liverpool. I almost became a Liverpool fan because of Steven Gerrard. But really, it was Ronald. It was the moment I saw Ronaldinho, I was like, nah, man, this guy's the real deal. After I watched Ronaldinho and I saw Messi, I saw that, I was like, yep, nah, this is my team for life. And bro, people can say whatever they want to say about my club, but let me tell you something about my club, bro. My club has high values to this day. And that's my point, bro. So I, as a Barca fan, I can't relate to a club like Spurs. I can't relate. I'm sorry, I cannot. I just sit there. I'm like, yo, you are not even like. Here's the thing, man. I'm gonna let King go because I know I've been going a little bit of a long run. I'm in my mind. I'm just like, if I can't even react any way with you. Spurs fans expecting respect from people. It's quite rich. Like, even, like, I'm gonna be honest, I've ever said, I'm like, you see, sometimes when you see West Ham fans even talk to Spurs, I'm like, Spurs fans find that as an insult. I'm like, bro, how dare you find West Ham fans talking to you as an insult? Because, dude, what have you achieved for you to think that West Ham fans can't talk to you?
Exactly.
Bro, it's not even, I'm not saying that because Mike is here. I'm genuinely being serious. What is it that you accomplished that allows you to not think that West Ham should not talk to you?
Yep, exactly.
Because that is how we rate who talks to us, right? Like, I can, like, bro, I can't, like, if Mike talks about my club or starts saying things about my club, maybe I might listen to it because I rate Mike's. But if it's someone who's bantering me and you're West Ham, I'm like, bro, you can't banter me. You
No,
understand
you
what I'm
can't.
saying, right? Because, yeah, my team might be bad, but dude, my team has never, your time has always been bad, right? So I can actually go back and remember the good times. You have no good times, unlike me. You understand what I'm saying, right?
Yep.
But to some of these fans, but to Spurs fans, I'm like, you can never talk to West Ham fans because West Ham fans can say, you know what my greatest memory is as a West Ham fan? And they say, what? He said, winning the Conference League. What's your most memorable moment as a Tottenham fan? And what will they say? Reaching a Champions League final? Congratulations, you reached the Champions League final. Great. It's a great accomplishment. Don't get it twisted. But you know the funny thing about being in a Champions League final? You know who else has been in a Champions League final? Leverkusen. Valencia have been in a Champions League final 2 times. Arsenal have been in a Champions League final. Atletico have been in a Champions League final 2 times in the last 10 years. Who else? Let's go to the list. There's so many. PSG. Ajax have actually won the Champions League. I think Red Star Belgrade have won the Champions League. I think they actually beat us, if I'm not mistaken. Bordeaux, I think they've even been. I think Bordeaux have been in the Champions League final in the past. But
Forest Villa
have won the Champions League. Villa. Hamburg have won the Champions League. I want you to understand, being in a Champions League final is an accomplishment of its own. But it's not as big as an accomplishment as you think it is.
Yes, sir.
Because nobody remembers the finalists usually. Like, there's a reason why I'm struggling to remember the finalists of the smaller clubs, bro. Because everyone's forgotten who they are, bro. Nobody remembers. It's the winners that are remembered. The reason I didn't know Red Star Belgrade is because Red Star actually won the Champions League. If we had beaten them in that Champions League final, nobody would remember Red Star had even been in a Champions League final. But they won the thing, and that's what matters.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm like, at the end of the day, Spurs fans, some of you might find this offensive. Respectfully, oh, there you go. Thank you so much, Godfrey. Monaco have been in the Champions League final back in 2004. Monaco, guys. So, with all due respect, Spurs fans, you can't talk to Arsenal. You guys cannot talk. This is your club. Don't blame Chiellini. Chiellini literally analogy was perfect. It is the history of the Tottenham. It is not a joke. It is the history of the Tottenham, bro. He literally said it. Like, I don't know why you guys find this so offensive. He's literally telling you, yeah, bro, it's in your DNA. It's in your club DNA. It's in your bloodline, bro. I want you to understand, you guys are perennial bottle jobs. That's what you are. That's the reason why people say Spurs are doing a Spurs. Like, when you hear this term Spursy, where do you think the term Spursy comes from? Why would anyone says you guys are being Spursy? Like, if they say, oh, Omar, your team is being Spursy right now, I know what they're saying. I know exactly what they mean. Like, my club was moving Spursy a few months ago. That's why we are second in the league. We're battling it. And that's what I'm saying. But yeah, at the end of the day, Spurs are Spurs. Let me actually do some of these chats. Manchester United and Real Madrid Gaming says Manchester United fan base and Arsenal fans are loser sheep, deluded. Jeez. Big up to where he says Spurs don't care about winning the monkeys. Okay, bro. It says the elite clubs, Real Madrid, Barcelona, City, Bayern Munich, the rest only care about making money. For sure. It says supporting Spurs is the true heel. Yep. But yeah, King, brother, talk to me, man. Talk to me. What did you think
bro.
Today, bro? I know you know, obviously you wanted Liverpool to win. I'm sorry, you wanted Spurs to win, obviously, but I guess unlucky you.
Yeah, but obviously I knew Spurs weren't going to win because, like you said, Spurs are Spurs. I said it before. I said it before. Ange is a problem at Spurs, but the biggest problem, I will always say, the biggest problem at Tottenham is Daniel Levy. And until Daniel Levy leaves the football club and they get new ownership, they aren't doing anything. They can get any manager that they want. They still won't do anything. But on the game, look like yes. In the first half, Tottenham did well defensively. They were compact in the first half, as they, you know what I mean. Like obviously they are not usually compact, but they were compact in the first half. But it's all good. It's all good of being compact. It's all good of being compact and being organized in the shape. But when you don't have anything going in the attacking areas, when you don't have anything going the other way, then you are going to struggle to win. Because obviously in the first leg as well, Tottenham was quite it was kind of a bit similar. Tottenham was kind of compact in the first leg as well, but obviously the only difference was that Tottenham had they had Solanke, who could hold up the ball and bring in other players into play on the transition. Obviously, Solanke wasn't playing up front. It was obviously Richarlison. Richarlison's not going to hold up the ball. He's not that type of. He's not going to hold up the ball like Solanke does. He's not going to bring other players into the game. And obviously, it was always going to be a difficult game for Tottenham because it's Anfield and all of that. But
yeah,
when you're playing compact and you want to sit back, you have to have attacking players what are going to threaten the opposition. You got to strike that fear in the opposition. You got to give the opposition something to think about on on the break or in transition, and Tottenham simply didn't have that. Like Mike said, I rate Kulusevski highly, but he's not the same player when he plays on the right he's not the same player when he plays on the right. He's a 10. Whenever I've seen Kulusevski play good, it's in that 10 role. He's never played well on the right. He's always played well in the 10 role. I've said it for ages as well. Son isn't the Son's legs have completely gone. Son's legs have been gone for the past 2 or 3 seasons now. Like he's been finished a long time ago now. Obviously, you got Bazuma again. Bazuma for the first goal making another mistake, bro. Bazuma's just making mistake after mistake after mistake, and like this is the thing. Tottenham have so many players that are inconsistent, and obviously Angie playing Jed Spence as well as a left back when he's got Regal on the bench that he never uses. And he's playing Archie Gray, and he's playing Archie Gray as a right back when Archie Gray is a midfielder, and this is the thing, like obviously I am going to criticize and rightly so, and Spurs fan can criticize and rightly so, but obviously obviously like I said, they won't do anything unless if they get rid of Daniel Levy. This is the reality of it, and you mentioned about Mourinho and Conte. Like I've mentioned about what they did with the Gareth Bale money. They didn't replace Gareth Bale properly. I've mentioned that on this channel. They didn't replace Gareth Bale and Luka Modric when they left. When Pochettino got him to that Champions League final, Daniel Levy did not back Pochettino. He did not give Pochettino hardly any good players to work with after that Champions League final, and you saw there was a drop off, and like I said, I knew from now, like I knew about 12 years ago or something like that. I knew since they sold Gareth Bale and they didn't replace him, I knew that Spurs weren't serious as a club, bro. I knew that Spurs weren't serious as a club, and yes, Spurs, yes, and I understand Spurs have a lot of injuries, but it's funny because a lot of fans just think injuries just happen by accident all the time. No, they don't. Like the thing is, yeah, they don't happen by accident all the time. Like they never think about it. Fans never think about if the manager works them too hard in training. The fans never speak about what the players take, if they take good food, if they're on a healthy diet, things like that. But it's true because Omar, I saw it with my club under Ten Hag. Ten Hag was, and Chelsea fans saw it under Pochettino. Yeah, right. Managers like Ten Hag and Pochettino and Ange Postecoglou, the biggest problem with them in terms of getting players injured is because they run players too much into the ground, Omar. They run players too much into to the ground. That's why some of Tottenham's injuries have come from Ange working them too hard in training. Like, bro, like you can work as hard as you want in training. It's not the same when the lights are on you. You get what I'm saying? It's not the same when the lights are on you for a proper game, Omar. You get what man trying to say? Like you can work as hard as you want in training, but you can still get beat free. But when those lights come on, Omar, when those lights come on to perform, it's a whole different game. You get what I'm trying to say? So Spurs fans can talk about injuries and that, yeah, but Ange has to take accountability for some of the injuries because he's working the players too hard in training. He's bringing certain players back too early when they are not 100% fit. these are things that Ange has to be accountable for. And because I saw it with Ten Hag, like I said, I think Ten Hag and Pochettino, they were doing bleep tests in training. Like, you know what I'm saying? They were doing bleep tests in training, and that's what Ange is probably doing at Tottenham with a lot of these players doing bleep tests in training. This is why players get damaged, and this is why players get injured. And it's like you don't have to like train high intensity every single day, bro. It's like, bro, just relax on the training at times, bro. You get what I'm trying to say, and it's like,
Yeah.
and I think I think some of the frustration comes from Spurs fans as well, because in certain games like the Liverpool first leg, and obviously in this game and the game against Man City where they beat Man City twice, they've seen Ange adapt in those games, but he hasn't done it too often. He's done it He's done it like occasionally, but he hasn't done it consistent. He hasn't done it consistently. Like the thing is that I rate Ange Postecoglou as a coach. I think he's a good coach, and I do like his style of play. But that he has to understand that he can't play he can't play the style of play as he wants with some of these players. That's what he has to understand.
Mm.
As a coach, you have to understand what players can play that style of play, and what players and what players can't. And the thing is that not every player for Tottenham can high press. Like, you can still play your system but make it compact. You can adapt your system by not high pressing and making it more compact, and it will be still the same system, but it's more compact. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Or he could change the formation. Instead of most games putting Pedro Porro as a as a right back, or putting Jet Spence as a right back, why don't you go with like a 3 or 5 at the back, and put Jet Spence and Pedro Porro as wing backs? You know what I'm trying to say? Like do something different. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, Pedro Porro, I think I said this on the last show. Pedro Porro, yeah, he's not a defender. He's a wing back. Same thing with Jed Spence. Is a wing back. You get what I'm trying to say? So, this is the thing. Like, this is the thing. I like Ange's style of play. I rate Ange as a coach, but he has to understand that he has to understand whether he likes it or not. He's under Daniel Levy, and Daniel Levy is not going to give him all the players that he wants.
Yep.
So he has to understand that he has to work and adapt to certain players to play his style of play. You get what I'm trying to say? So that's what he has to understand. So
Yeah.
that's that's what I was saying. That obviously I give credit to Liverpool as well, because they took advantage of Tottenham's mistake. They took advantage of Tottenham sitting back, because eventually we all knew that Liverpool were going to break them down, because like I said, they didn't have no one who could hold up the ball, and they didn't have no outlets, you know what I'm saying, on the counter attack or in transition to hurt Liverpool. So
Yep.
so Liverpool knew that they could just keep on attacking with possession, and eventually they would break Tottenham down, and that's what they did. So yeah.
Listen, fair play to them, absolutely. But yeah, big up to everyone who's watching, guys. Make sure you guys smash that like button, guys. Make sure you guys smash the like
Yeah.
button. Subscribe to Mike's channel, guys. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Mike's channel. His channel is link is in the description. Sometimes I check it's not actually there. I'm gonna put it in there if it's not in there, guys. Make sure to put it in there. But listen, guys. Let's get back to the Premier League. Monday. Chelsea obviously, played West Ham, and it ended with Chelsea winning 2-1. But Mike, it started well for you guys. took the lead thanks to Jared Bowen. Everything was looking great. Second half starts, and yeah, you got pegged back, and Neto scored. Unfortunately, Adam Wan-Bissaka ended up putting an own goal, and then just like that, all that work just
Mhm.
went to waste. But listen, at the end of the day, uh, I'm not gonna lie. I think you guys actually didn't were not even bad in that game. To be perfectly honest, I think that under Potter, I think that you guys actually played surprisingly well in that game, and I think you were just unlucky in the end, right? I think that a draw for me would have been a very fair result to you guys in that game, but
Mhm.
unfortunately, it's just one of those games. And listen, at the end of the day, Chelsea have their own problems. Prime is not here, unfortunately, to talk about it. But at the end of the day, as far as you guys are concerned, you played Bowen as a striker in that game, and you know he did his thing. He got his goal. I was surprised Kudus didn't start out there, and I'm actually happy to see Carlos Soler being given like opportunities like to play in the 10 role right out there with Kudus and basically playing the center forward with Kudus and Bowen out in like it was basically a rotating attack. Was very impressed, and also the I guess you guys were playing was it like a 3-5-2 formation. And like that Ivan, who is that Ivan guy? I don't really know who he is.
Irving.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's so he's a random player that even we didn't know about in the summer.
that's what I'm
So we,
saying. Like I did not know who. I'm
yeah,
like, yo, who is this
yeah, we
Ivan
signed
guy?
him. We signed him from some Austria club, and we
Yeah,
were meant to be
interesting.
flipped, and then he ended up playing for his place.
Yeah, well, listen. At the end of the day, Kufan, awful. Oh my days! Like I was watching Kufan in that game, like, yeah, this is why Max always goes off on this guy. I can see why. I can see why he always goes off on this guy. Right? This is no, he's awful. He's awful. But I mean, Mike, from a West Ham perspective, what did you think of the game, man?
It's funny. I didn't even think Kufa was actually that bad in that game, but
I
that's
mean, I don't think he
because
was bad. But he had
he,
goals.
he,
He was having
he's
this.
an awful player in general. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
He's awful. We're bottom three
I don't
player.
really know him that much, but that was one of the times when I was watching. I was like, yeah,
Yeah,
he showed me some bozo moments in the game. I was like, ooh.
yeah. It would have been worse if Maverick Palace started. That says a lot because
And
he's a
Marvel
right back.
Panels didn't start today in that
Yeah,
game.
yeah. He
Mhm.
came on and then we lost. But that's
Unfortunate.
yeah. Sufal is what he is. But like the team in general, I thought Potter approached the game right. I think for me, we actually there's a lot of positives I can take from that game. I'm not happy, but it's just a case of I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful for what Potter can do for the future because, as I said after the Palace game and after the Villa game, the rest of the season is an extra preseason before the actual preseason where just get used. You need to get the team used to your style of play, sort of thing. And
Mhm.
for me, it's just Monday was about the players turning up, and I think most of them did. I thought Sufaj did his job winning your aerial duels and heading the ball out.
Yeah.
Wan-Bissaka held his own. Emerson held his own. He always goes under the radar. Emerson should have done better for the Neto goal, but
Mhm.
um, it just walking in the end. Same with Irving, but Irving held his own for most of the game. Suchek did a good job. He's actually been good since Potter's come in, but he's like every midfielder we have still needs to be upgraded on, like every midfielder, because it requires a certain technical level to play Potter's style of play with the power that you need and all of that stuff. Well, think about the Caicedos and the Basumas he had and the McAllisters he had when he was at Brighton and stuff like that. It requires a certain level of technical ability. But I
Mhm.
need more from the big name players. It was Bowen's first game coming back and he played 97 minutes. Listen, he was a bit rusty, but he held his own. He scored the goal. And to be honest with you, Bowen is probably the most underrated winger in the league. And the reason why I
Mhm.
say that is because for the performances he puts up, he doesn't get talked about the same way as a Brian Mbumo it gets talked about. The same way Anthony Gordon's had one good season in his whole career, and he gets talked about quite a lot. Like
I
Gordon,
think it's more to do with the fact that West Ham were not exactly having a good start to the season. I think that if you guys
just
played better in the season, I think that he would have been noticed a lot more from me.
it's not even just this season, bro. It's just in general, just general conversation. Because Brentford are 10th, Brentford are 10th. Brandon
Yeah,
Bruno scoring
you're
goal.
right.
Like
Yeah.
Bowen's always up there. Bowen's always up there when it comes to performances. When it comes to like not just efficiency, And he's not just like a system player or anything, but the running in behind options, he gives you the movement in the box if he has to play up front, which he's not in. He's not a striker, but he can play there if you really want him to. But he's a right in terms of right wingers, in terms of just wingers in general. He's very underrated. Like in terms of what the performance is, the consistency he puts up, he's the only one that I can really say him and Wan-Bissaka where you've been consistent. You've been consistent throughout the season. Kilman, but even Kilman's been really good when he hasn't had Mavropanos next to him. Kilman's been really good. Like, just in general as well, under Potter, Bowen could get way more goals than he's already got because Potter likes to play on the front foot. And to be honest with you, Potter's done really well in terms of still having an intention to play with the football whilst keeping the defence solid. He's always had solid defences even when playing football. At Brighton, even when they were finishing 16th, the reason why they're finishing 16th is because they couldn't finish. They were drawing 0-0 a lot. They had a lot of draws in the seasons where they were like in lockdown and the season just after and stuff. They just couldn't score a goal because they didn't have anyone clinical up front. Now, if we could just work on that ourselves and just retain the ball a bit better, then we're fine. We're going to be fine. And this is not even this full squad. We're playing people like Aaron Cresswell still. We're playing people like Sufo. We're playing people like Suchek. We're playing people like it's just Sufo at the back and stuff like that as well. But I need the big players to step up. I need Mohamed Kudus to wake up. He needs to wake up. And the reason why I say that is because Mohamed Kudus, for the player that I expect him of, and the player that I've seen him be for West Ham in moments, stop doing it in moments. You need to go and run the games now. I've given you enough blights where I've talked about you playing out of position and under terrorist coaches. You're now playing in your position under good coaches now. You're playing under Potter. I expect you to turn up. When he's in the first phase of play, complete mess. Stay in the third phase, stay in the final third. Just keep trying to keep staying there, keep making runs, and release the ball. The guy takes too long to release the ball when it comes to passing and shooting. He's still too raw for someone that's going to be, I think, 25 this year. You're coming up to 25. You're not a youth player anymore.
Yeah. That's
like, you need to get rid of the rawness out of your game. And for me, it was unlucky to concede the goals, but for me, like, we approached the game well. My only thing was you can't just sit back, not even sitting back on a 1-0, but you've got to capitalise on a 1-0. Because my previous criticisms of old West Ham teams is sitting back on a 1-0. We used to have conservative managers. We score a goal, and then we sit back, and then we lose. This was different. Like boys, etc., Bilic, whatever it is. Like,
there you go.
Yeah, under this manager, it's a case of we go 1-0 up, but capitalise upon it. And I'm looking at the players specifically. I'm not looking at the manager. I know how the manager's going to set up. The manager's setting up in the right way. The players, you got rights now. You got rights. You ain't got nowhere to hide. If you perform, you stay here, and you can move on in the next few years of the Potter era. If not, then you got to go. And the thing is, with this game, we've seen that where we failed to rise after the first goal. We did well to nullify what Chelsea had. They had a couple of chances, but the only chances they really had, they didn't cut us open. They hit us on transition when we lost the ball. That's what we got to work on. If we keep the ball and we're solid defensively, we won't concede as much, and we'll start scoring more, and we'll become a better team. It's just doing the basics properly. But that's going to come. It's just at the back end of this season. This is his pre-season, as I've said. And usually you'd have a start of the season, you have a pre-season before the start of the season, so you kick on and have a better start. He's doing this in the middle of the season. It's asking a lot. It's asking a lot of the manager to provide something, especially with the injuries he's got right now, and the fact that we haven't done fuck all in the transfer window, apart from getting Evan Ferguson in, which is all well and good, but we need more than that.
Evan Ferguson, I know he's been having a poor form, I guess, in Brighton, but on loan, it's not too bad. Hopefully, he kind of recovers. I feel like he was a player who had a lot of good potential, but maybe he was under the manager of Huddersfield. Maybe he couldn't find the best out of him. I mean, let's see. Maybe under Potter, maybe something might be different. Listen, if he comes in and he actually starts playing well, like that could bring a leeway to maybe signing him on a permanent deal. And you never know. Potter might be able to find the best out of him. You understand what I'm saying? And if he does, I think there is a player. Like, let's be real. Evan Ferguson is a player who has been highly rated for a long time, right? And he had a few last season. He was okay. The season before, he was doing very, very well. That's why he was being linked to United, to City, all of these clubs. You understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
So clearly, there's a player there with high potential. He has the potential, right? So I think under this manager, under Potter, you never know, right? He might have a good season, and depending on how poor he's been at Brighton, you might go to there and like, listen. At the end of the day, this is a player who wasn't playing well under your manager. Maybe he might want to stick around. And if he
Yeah,
shows his best at West Ham, you guys are going to be the winners of that. Because I
yeah,
think that if you guys have a banging striker in Edwin Ferguson at this age, scoring goals week in week out, I think that's what you need. But
oh, for
you know, it
sure.
just depends. That's basically the how would I say the good part of it, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Because we don't really know how he's doing.
yeah. That's the thing. The rest of the season now is just like we don't play in 2 weeks, so you're on the training ground a lot now. So you can try and get more out of these players, and try and get the players more used to the style of play and stuff like that. Then we got Brentford at home, Arsenal away. We've got some hard fixtures still, but we're not playing for anything. So it's now just like get the best out of what you have for now, and we'll see what happens at the end of the season. And yeah, then we could go in from there. I just want to see more from the big name players. That's it, really. That's what I'm really going to majorly complain about because if I expect more from you at the club, I'm going to criticize you more. And anyone gets criticized on my channel anyway when it comes to West Ham players. But individual errors, cut that out, retain the ball better, and the big name players got to rise. I know Bowen is going to. I don't even need to ask for him to do that. I know Bowen rises in big games regardless. I know he's going to be there. I know he doesn't hide. But the Lucas Paquetas, the Mohamed Kudises, I'm sick of potential. I'm sick of this word. Just rise now. We might not even see you for that long. So we need to see you at your best while you're here. And then we can use you to flip you and then invest in the squad because no one's special here. No one's going to stay here for long apart from Bowen because he signed a new contract. So it is what it is.
No, I hear it. But listen, at the end of the day, we'll see how things go for the rest of the season. I mean, let's be real, right? You're not in the European competition, like you said. I think you guys have like 2 weeks now, right?
Yep.
No football. Listen, at the end of the day, I feel like that's a good thing, you know. All your players can get some rest, get training. And Potter might be able to see the best out of his team and maybe, see the right formation for your next game. And listen, at the end of the day, I feel like this season, for where you guys are, it's just a write-off. So it's just like at the end of the day, let's just try to finish the season well. And next season, we should back Potter. Actually go out and transfer window and actually go and sign the players he needs. Because I think that if you guys, because the thing with Potter, he's a highly different player. Just because I think that people might look at his Chelsea time and think, yeah, he's not all that. For me, it's not that, bro. It's kind of like similar to Brendan Rodgers. When Brendan Rodgers was at Liverpool, Liverpool's a big club. Like over there is different. The pressure over there is different. When he was at Leicester, yeah, he might have been looking like he was going to be the Champions League and kind of fell off. But he did relatively well there until like the last season before he got sacked. You understand what I'm saying? So I look at Potter and I'm like, bro, at West Ham, no one's expecting him to do anything. He can go to West Ham, and West Ham, we know they spend money every single summer. And one thing we've always said about West Ham is they spend the money to buy players, but they never actually spend to actually get the right manager. Now you're here where you actually have a good manager right there. You understand what I'm saying, right? You have the right manager at the team right now. So guess what? Go out there and actually go and get the players to be able to combine with this right manager. That's what it is. Because I've always said this. At the end of the day, when it comes to West Ham, the way West Ham spend money, if they were is very smart with the way they spend money and also have the right manager, I think that they have the potential to actually be very good. That's the thing with West Ham. They have the potential. It's just that they just make stupid decisions. They make great decisions in the players that they sign, but they make stupid decisions by hiring the wrong managers. Or sometimes they will hire the right manager and then have the worst players to combine with those good managers. It makes no sense. That's what I'm saying. Of course. Both of them got to work together to be able to get the best out of them. But listen, before final one I'm going to talk about is my guy King. Manchester United, bro. Manchester United 0, Crystal Palace 2. Mateta with 2 goals. So another L at home. King.
Yeah.
When Amorim took over, you guys were 13th in the table.
Okay, yeah.
We've played 12, 13 games, I think, already under Amorim. And you're 13th. So
we could have been we if West Ham would have beat Chelsea, we would have ended up being like 14th. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So, King, I kind of told all the United fans I know, like you understand them, man, where
Yep.
I said, look, I think that when it comes to Amorim, it's just about just trying to look at the players and look at the players that you feel like have a future here and just keep them around and then get the rest of the good. You understand what I'm saying, right?
Mm.
But I'm under this impression of two things, right? Where I'm like, either some of these players know they're not good enough and they know they're not going to survive under this manager. So some of them are basically getting down to so bad so that this manager can get sacked before the end of the season, right? Or these guys are just downright dead food.
Mm.
This guy. Oh, this guy decides to join right when we already moved on from the Spurs. Listen, we'll talk about Spurs. Don't worry. But Charlie's here, guys. Charlie actually turned up. Listen, hey, at least you turned up, man. At least you turned up. Your club didn't turn up at all. They didn't. They refused to turn up. They were like, no, we are not turning up at all. So you can say, hey, at least I turned up at some point. You feel me?
Yeah, no, I did
But-
more than they did today. Yeah, but yeah,
but
big
yeah,
up,
listen.
big up.
But yeah.
big up.
Appreciate you. I don't know where is that coming from. Is that you, Mike? Let me see. It's not you.
No.
Hold on, let me
It's-
see. It might be. Is it
It was
me?
in the chat. Or
That's so weird. Yeah, I think that might be me. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. All right. Are we good?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. I can hear this. I can hear I think it might be me, but listen. I do want to quickly move on. To King. I was actually talking about you, man. You and you guys are currently 2 points ahead of Spurs, which is crazy to think. You would think that you guys were kind of challenging for Europe, but unfortunately, it looks like you guys are trying to basically on a race and who is gonna get their manager sacked first. I will get into you, Charlie, because I do want to ask you about Ange, right? I'll get into you about that when we talk about the Brentford Tottenham game. Don't worry, we're gonna talk about the game you've won because we already talked about the Liverpool game. So
I need to say a few words on tonight.
yeah, you. I'll let
can't
you say
escape
what you have
it.
to say about that. For sure.
Can't
Don't worry.
escape
I'll give you the last few minutes of the stream just for you to just say what you got to say.
Yeah.
But King, another loss at home, bro. Another defeat at home, brother. Is Amorim gonna get sacked before the end of the season? Will he even survive for the rest of the season, bro? Because I'm now under this. I'm like, bro. I'm at a stage now where in my head I'm just like, bro. This is getting ridiculous. How bad you guys are, right? Like, are these guys genuinely trying to sabotage this manager? To basically, like, they know they're so bad. Some of them know they're gonna get sold, so they're like, listen, let's try to get this manager sacked. You understand what I'm saying? So that some of us might actually be able to keep our jobs next season because some of these guys are dead. But bro, talk to me, man. What do you think, bro?
It's just a collective of things. It's just a collective of things, Omar. Yeah, like I said it on Mandem United. I think it was Monday on Flawless the channel on Sarcasm City. I said Manchester United is a Ponzi scheme. You know what I'm saying? I said Man United are Western Holdings FC. If anyone watches Power, they will know Tariq and Braden. So Manchester United is a Ponzi scheme because Man United have always not been run well as a club, but we've always found a way to scam our way to trophies. That's why I've always called my club a Ponzi scheme. You know what I'm saying? So, but like.
King, trust me, scamming your way to trophies, I'll snap your hand off for that.
Yeah. So yeah, like it's just a collective of things. Like it's just a collective of things. Look, like obviously, yes, we can criticize the players. Obviously, Amarim, I'm not gonna fully blame him, but he does deserve some criticism because he could do something better. Obviously Ineos as well. I'm going to get into Ineos as well, but on the game, obviously, starting Kobe Mainu as the nine for like the first 20 minutes, it were working, and then after the first 20 minutes, it kind of like tailed off, and then obviously Crystal Palace obviously started to get back into the game. Garnacho had a chance. Yeni Euro had a chance. Kobe Mainu hit the post in the first half, and then in the second half, Ugarte and Bruno had a chance in the second half. They didn't take them, and then Mateta, obviously, Mateta stepped up. Yeni Euro for the first goal gets out jumped and he gets out jumped Yeni Euro, and then on the rebound, Harry Maguire doesn't see Mateta next on the way and just lets Mateta tap it into an open goal. And then for the second goal, Harry Maguire plays him onside, and our midfield gets cut apart and stuff. And obviously, I know.
Bro?
Hmm?
What about Onana?
Oh yeah, obviously Onana is just Onana over Omar. I know how, and yes, he could possibly do better for the first goal and stuff, but I know how bad these players are. Like no one needs to tell me how bad. I know these players aren't great, but at the same time, Amarim has to do more because especially now when Ineos have only brought in one first team player for him, now he's going to have to coach his way out of it. This is the reality that we are in. Amarim has to coach himself out of it. Like at the same time, these players are not great, but at the same time, Amarim does not help himself, but help himself in certain lineups that he picks. Like for example, picking Mazzarari and Dalot as wing backs. I've said it before. In this system, he Dalot and Mazzarari, they are not wing backs in this system. They are centre backs.
You say that, but I swear I've seen those two play wing back. Like
No,
isn't
no, no,
like
no,
attacking full back.
no. When Mazzarari were playing well for us, he was playing as a fullback because under Ten Hag, we were playing obviously as a back four. You get what I'm trying to say? He was playing as a fullback. Obviously, a fullback is different than a wing back. Obviously, Amarim's system is meant to. The wing backs are meant to stretch. They're meant to stretch the pitch. They're meant to stretch the opposition, and they're meant to keep the width. So that's why the wing backs have to be attackers because when the attackers go forward, they keep the width and they keep the opposition stretch, and that creates more space for the wing backs to combine with the tens. You get what I'm trying to say, Omar? Obviously,
Yeah,
Ugarte the past 4 games has fallen off. Ugarte hasn't been great the past 4 games. Obviously, Ugarte suits more when teams are dominating the ball and he's winning the ball back and stuff like that. But when you're asking Ugarte to dictate the play and dictate possession against teams what sit back in a low block, he isn't the guy for that. Garnacho playing Garnacho. Obviously, I think Garnacho is the worst left winger. I don't rate this guy at all. And people who know me, people who have watched me on a lot of platforms, I will know I don't rate Garnacho and I don't rate Rasmus Højlund or Bruno Fernandes. But Garnacho as the 10, he plays even worse as a 10. Like if you're going to play Garnacho, if you are going to play Garnacho in this system, his best position in this system is wing back, because at wing back at least he would keep the width. You know what I'm saying? Because he will go forward because he goes up and down. You know what I'm saying? But like as the left 10, Garnacho isn't it, and obviously Bruno Fernandes. Obviously, when he plays in the 8, he plays slightly better than he does in the 10. But even Bruno playing in the 8 is still not a good enough level for Manchester United long term. You get what I'm trying. You get what I'm trying to say. So, like for example, in the 10 he will be trash, but in the 8 he would be average. You get what I'm trying to say. Obviously, Kobe Mainoo's best position, we saw it in the Europa League, is the 10. And obviously,
Kobe Mainu as a striker. Did he play him as a striker?
Yes,
I saw him
yes.
playing him as a striker.
Didn't he play him as like a false 9 or something? Like,
yeah,
Whoa!
great,
yeah, like basically, the first 20 minutes of the game, Mainu was actually doing all right, and then after the first 20 minutes, it like tailed off. Like it kind of tailed off after that, so the experiment didn't really work. And obviously, my criticism for Amorim for that game was the timing of and the actual substitutions, because the substitutions he brought on Xerxes and Højlund, and he put on Xerxes and he put Højlund as a right 10. Højlund was playing right 10 in that when he came on. What Amorim should have done is he should have brought he should have just brought on Xerxes, and he should have brought on Collier and Xerxes. He should have brought on Collier and Xerxes. He should have brought on Collier for like Ugarte, and he should have brought on Xerxes up front, and he should have moved Kobe Mainu back into that 10 position and put Xerxes as the 9. That's what he should have done, but he didn't. And this is the thing. Like obviously, I know how bad these play. I know how bad some of these players are, and some of these players aren't great. But at the same time, I have high standards for Ruben Amorim, and a lot of people do. And at the end of the day, he might not have all of these players, but he at the same time he has to show a certain level. You get what I'm saying? He has to show a certain level. And one thing that I wanted Amorim to do, what he hasn't tried, is that I want him to start using the youth players, because I remember under Louis van Gaal. You will remember as well, Omar, when Manchester United had Louis van Gaal. When Louis van Gaal didn't have these players, guess what he did?
He experimented with young players. He wasn't afraid.
Guess what? He used the youth. We had Tyler Blackett, we had Valera,
Jackson, you had
both with Jackson, Paddy Montner. Right, yeah, like this is what I'm saying. When Van Gaal didn't have his own players, he brought in youth players, because one thing, and Flawless was spot on when he said this. One thing that youth players will do is follow instructions. That's one thing that young players will do, is follow instructions. And the young players can't do any worse as Dalot as a wing back or Mazzarari as a wing back. And that's not me saying Dalot and Mazzarari are bad players. They're not bad players, but they are not wing backs. That's not their position.
They're fullbacks. I keep saying this: wing backs and fullbacks are very different players.
Yeah, very different. Yeah.
Because to play wing back, you have to have the energy to go back and forth.
Yeah.
So Omar, think about it, right? You look at it: left back, left wing back, right wing back, right wing back. Like DeMarco, I'll just DeMarco for example. You're not going to play.
DeMarco is a wing back. There you go.
Yeah, you're not going to play DeMarco left back. However, you're going to play I don't know, like Alphonso Davies at left back. Do you see the difference? Like there's actually a big difference. Like you're not going to play fullbacks as wing backs. Like you just don't see it unless you're kind of forced.
It's like Victor Moses. Like look at Victor Moses.
Yeah,
Victor
Moses.
Even look at Leverkusen with Frimpong and Ronaldo.
Yeah, Frimpong is a great fullback. Grimaldo is another one who's a wing back. He can play fullback.
Yes.
Right?
Because they are attackers.
In my club right now, Hansi Flick is playing Kunde and Alanda Bale. These guys, even though they do well, they're not exactly the fullbacks that he wants. It's just that he doesn't have the money. He's not been given the fullback.
Wait, Omar, was Grimaldo? Was he at your club, Grimaldo?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
He was one of our
yeah.
own, man. He was one of our own.
That's it. Yeah.
But look, King, I'm gonna be very honest, man. Very quickly, right? At the end of the day, do you think that Amorim and I very quickly, right? Because I do want to quickly move on, Charlie, right? Do you think that if this continues, that is there a possibility that Amorim could be sacked? Because remember Graham Potter was kind of in this position when he got hired.
Yeah,
And
yes,
he was so
yes.
bad that they ended up having to get rid of him before the season ended. Do you think it can get to that with Amorim if this continues?
It could. I don't completely know, but it could. I won't be surprised if it doesn't. Like I said, like I said about our shambles in the January window. Like clearly, I've said that we needed win backs. I clearly said we needed. Obviously, the biggest mistake that
Patrick. I know your transfer window wasn't good, but Patrick Dorgu, he's a good player. I'll tell
you. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Patrick Dorgu looks like the perfect profile of player. He looks like the perfect profile of player, and obviously we sent Rashford on loan, but it's not. But it wasn't enough. We still needed to do more in the window, because whether people like it or not, like I said about the wing backs, we had Anthony, but obviously we let Anthony go. Cool. Anthony, whether people like it or not, when Anthony was coming on from the bench, when he was coming on for the bench for Manchester United as wing back, we were actually playing better, because in this system, Anthony's a wing back. And
Anthony got MVP in his debut and better. Against
like that's,
yo, I saw that, guys. I was no way, this brother actually came to La Liga, and actually, bro, that was literally icing on the cake when you guys. I was like, when I saw you guys lost, and I saw Anthony got a man of them, I'm like, nope, nah, bro. No,
but that's what I mean. But that's another thing that I've been frustrated with Amorim about, is that he hasn't given Anthony a chance in the system.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't think Anthony really works. Anthony is in the league where he needs to be. I think in La Liga, he's actually in a league where he can actually prosper, because in La Liga it's easier. You understand?
And it's not. And it's not just me.
I wouldn't say it's easier. I'd say it's more
technical. Basically, it's more technical. Like there's more freedom. You understand what I'm saying? Like in the Premier League, it's more aggressive and physical. You understand what I'm saying?
Do you know what the Prem is? It's pace and physicality. That's all it is. League actually it's technical.
Yeah, but my point is, Omar. My point is that we let go of Anthony, who is a wing back in this system. We let go of Tyrone Malacia. When he obviously Dogu's left-footed, but Tyrone Malacia, before Dogu came in, Tyrone Malacia was only our left-footed wing back, and we let go of Tyrone Malacia, and now we've only got Dogu, who is actually a good wing back. So if Dogu gets injured, then we're back to square one again. You get what I'm trying to trying to say. So we needed a left wing back and a right wing back in this January. We did not get it. It's all good at getting rid of Anthony and Malacia, but you didn't replace them. It's the same thing. Omar, we did with Jadon Sancho. We was already light on attackers. We was already a light on attackers in the summer.
You have 4 attackers left in your squad.
Yeah.
They get hit with an injury. Oh my goodness.
Charlie, that's what I'm saying. We're still light now, but in the summer we was light as well on attackers. We let go of one of our best attackers in Jadon Sancho and did not replace him. Replace him, and that's the same thing. That's the same thing we've done with Malacia and Anthony. We've let go of 2 wing backs who plays in this system, and we did not replace them. And that's the thing. Obviously, I've said that we've needed someone next to Ugarte who can dictate the midfield. I've said that we needed a ball playing 8 who can play next to Ugarte. I've said that we've needed a left 10. I've said this because Bruno Fernandes can't play as a left 10. Garnacho can't play as a left 10.
You know, I said you should have got Alex Benya at Villarreal. That's who you should have got.
No, don't worry about Alex Benya. He's coming to my club.
We'll see.
Yeah, man. Bayern, man. I'm a big fan of him.
Yeah, you
But
should have got
Yeah,
him. He's class,
yeah.
man.
Like I saw. I
you
think
know
I
what it is?
saw.
You know what
I
it
think.
is? Surely
Mm,
these guys watch, like I'm not talking about King, but a lot of these guys they don't watch La Liga. They don't watch Villarreal. These guys don't know who.
yeah.
Like, bro, it's like when they signed Nicholas Jackson. I'm sure a lot of people didn't know who Nicholas Jackson was.
What was it? What was it? I think yeah. I think it was yeah. I think what did I think it was like in the Olympics or something. Spain played
Yeah,
France
Bayern
in
scored a stiff kick
Yeah.
against France, bro. Like,
I
bro,
remember
man.
I remember he scored that free kick and I was like this guy's cold, you know. I was like this guy's
Yeah,
cold, you
man.
know. This Bayern,
Go player,
this
bro.
guy, this
Biggest
bro. This is what I'm saying. Yeah, like we could have got him, bro. The players out there, Ryan Cherky, Lookman, them type of players, bro. Like
Turkey,
I
hey,
like a Lookman from Atalanta as well. I've watched a few games of Lookman at Atalanta. Really like his profile.
I'm not
Even
gonna lie.
even players like
I think Lookman is for the right club. I think
even
that I'm looking. I don't. If I'm leaving,
mm,
if I leave Inter, I'm sorry. If I leave Atalanta,
yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
moving to Inter or somewhere like that, where I'm like, who play a similar
Inter or
style.
Inter got
Inter
smashed.
Milan, bro. Inter. If
Inter.
Lookman went to Inter, oh my goodness!
Oh my,
Imagine Lookman under Inzaghi. Oh my goodness gracious
oh
me,
yeah,
bro. He literally turned this guy
yeah,
like.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
if you
yeah.
have Marcus Thuram, I don't rate Marcus Thuram that highly, bro. Like Marcus Thuram is
Mm-mm.
No,
banging.
do you know what it
Imagine
is? Do you know what
Lookman
it
and
is?
Martinez.
Taram and Lautaro, they're very good players, but they're
No,
not.
they're a good
They're not.
dynamic
I'll
duo,
say
but
they're not like elite players, but what they
no, but
score those.
their duo is incredible. They work
Yeah, yeah.
well with each other.
But with the thing,
Mm,
Inzaghi, his
mm.
team is like they create so many chances that they're gonna score goals. Even if they
And
miss,
that's
they'll
my
miss.
point. And
Yeah,
this guy is so clinical. Like Lookman has
Mm.
become
yeah.
incredibly clinical at Atalanta, bro. If he goes to
Yes,
Inter, bro, oh my god, we're gonna see one of the best players in the world.
he
I saw they
deserves
were
a big.
looking at they were looking at Castro at Bologna. I'm like,
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, he's a player. He's
You
he
gonna
know
he's
what,
gonna
deserves
be
a
a
big
big
move.
thing soon.
Charlie? When this
Mm.
stream is over, I want you to stick around because there's something I wanted to say
Yeah,
to you,
yeah,
right?
no worries. Yeah.
We're gonna talk after the stream, but yeah, quickly, King, before I move on to Charlie, because I do want to ask Charlie about his own stuff. But
Yeah, yeah,
quickly to conclude what you're saying. Sorry
yeah,
for
yeah,
the
yeah,
interrupt.
yeah. I just think Lookman deserves a big move in it. Like I said, this we needed a left hand. I also rate Semenyo at Bournemouth, Cunha at Wolves. There's players out.
Good player. Good player.
There's players out there in it, and it's like even in the right 10 position, yeah, where Amad Diallo plays. Imagine if Amad Diallo or Kobe Mainu gets injured. Then we are stuck. Obviously, Amarim for some reason does not like Xerxes. I don't know what it is, but Xerxes hasn't been given like even five games in a row. He's been given like 2 games in a row max, and he's played well in those 2 games, but then he drops Xerxes straight after. You get what I'm trying to say? So I don't know I don't know what Xerxes has done to get dropped. Obviously, I don't know. Obviously, I can understand the Rasmus one because I think Rasmus is a worse striker in Europe. People say he's a worst striker in the league. I say he's a worst striker in Europe. So
Try fucking Richarlison or something.
bro, I rather take bro, because I've at least I've seen Richarlison score certain goals for Everton and seen him play for Brazil. I've seen freaking Hoyland
Bro,
play
the
for
guy does
freaking.
nothing. I'll tell you
I've
that.
seen freaking Hoyland play for Denmark, bro, and he does nothing, and he does nothing to play internationally. He does nothing internationally either. Like the guy is awful, bro. And it's like, yeah, we just need so many positions, bro. Like even goalkeeper Onana, like again, Onana just got a bozo gene in him because in Inter Milan, he was playing as he played in a very structured team. He was playing in a very structured defensively team that weren't facing a lot of shots. You get what I'm trying to say? Like under Ten Hag, we're facing 20 shots a game. Obviously, I said when Amarim came in, even though I didn't rate Onana that highly, I said let's see what Amarim does in the system with Onana. We concretely concede. We are not conceding 20 shots a game. We are not conceding 20 shots a game because we are defending with the defenders in Amarim's system. But Onana is still making bozo mistakes despite of a structured defense. So we need a better goalkeeper. You get what I'm saying? I hope Lisandro Martinez gets better soon, but I've always said that Lisandro Martinez long term is not good enough in this system, because even though he's had a few good games, he can't defend. He can't defend in the wide areas, because I've seen him get cooked a lot in the wide areas, and Amarim likes his centre backs to be able to defend in the wide areas. So we need to get rid of Lisandro. We need to get rid of Johnny Evans, and we need to bring in a left-sided centre back as well. There's just so many areas that we need in the summer, bro. There's just so many areas that we need in the summer. So yeah, man. Like, and like I said, the Mandem United last thing. Like I said, Ineos are frauds in it. Like, Ineos are frauds, bro, and Man United is a Ponzi scheme, bro.
Try
And-
Levy and Enoch.
Hey,
Yeah,
let's quickly segue into that.
Yeah.
So Charlie,
No.
you guys played in the weekend. Before you guys, I'm not gonna lie, everyone in the panel, we all sat here and we all predicted you guys to lose. But hey, you guys actually won when we didn't expect you to win. You actually somehow went out there and actually won the game, right? Even though, it wasn't easy on the eye. But listen, a win is a win, and you needed that win. Very, very important. But you kind of, ruined that whole thing after today. So quickly, Charlie, just talk to me, man. Like, another year, man, another trophy gone. Like, where are you now? You just at the point now where, like, listen, this is the one trophy where I was gonna give Ange time. Now, I mean, there's a lot of fans who are like, listen, we're gonna see what he does in the Carabao. If he wins the Carabao Cup, that's what we're looking at. But now, you guys have been battered. No Carabao Cup this year. Another trophy bites the dust. Still in the Europa League, though. God knows how you guys are gonna do in that. But bro, another year, another trophy. Bro, I literally have said what I had to say about it. Tottenham. I'll let you just go ahead, man.
Yeah.
The floor is-
Yeah, no, first of all, big up everyone. Big up the chat,
Big up.
big up the show. I mean, first of all, just on the Brentford game. Yeah, no, look, I thought we would lose. I think I predicted like 3-1 or something against Brentford. Look, Brentford, they weren't clinical on the day. What we did do well was we actually looked structured. We actually didn't look like we would have concede every time they came forward, which was a change. And we took our chances. We didn't have a lot of chances, but we stuck in there and we got 2 goals. And I thought our second goal was actually a really good build-up. Good finish as well. And it capped off the game. I mean, look, going into added time, I was worried, look, we're susceptible 1-0 with an equaliser. It was important we got the second goal in that game. So, yeah, no, look, 2-0. I was shocked, pleasantly surprised. We got a clean sheet. And it was a win we needed just to simply pull us away from, I can't believe I'm saying this, the relegation situation, because we've sunk so low this season. This is the worst. I mean, Spurs have had some shit times, but this is the worst it's been for me following Spurs. I've never seen it this bad. Like, it's got so poor, and we needed that win just to get away. I mean, we're still 14th, which is still for me unacceptable for this club. But look, we needed the win, and we got the win, and I gave credit because look, we did what we had to do against Brentford, and we did that. But then, like you said, Omar, it went all out the window tonight. I mean, look, with this Liverpool game, I predicted we'd go out. I said we'd lose 3-1. I think it would have made it 3-2 on aggregate. That would have been. Look, Liverpool are amazing. They've been the best team in England, no doubt, by far the best team in England, one of the best teams in Europe. Most teams, I said 9 out of 10 teams will lose at Anfield this season. I mean, Leverkusen lost 4-0 there. But here's the thing, right? Was I expecting us to go through today? No. Obviously, look, I would love to have been wrong, get to a cup final. Then you never know what could happen. Look, I'm starving. I'm absolutely starving for trophies out here. But here's my issue. It was the way it happened today. It's like, I don't know if you guys watched the game, but from kickoff, I think it was, or the first 20 seconds or so, I think I can't remember who it was or exactly what happened, but 10, 20 seconds into the game, it was on like towards the left-hand side. We gave the ball away cheaply. And it set the tone for that whole game because, I mean, you saw our first goal that we let in, Bissouma. Did the same thing against Arsenal, cost us a goal, and he did the same thing today. I've said this with Bissouma. This guy's got some quality, but he's not a player. He's a liability. He'll give you one good game followed by 2 stinkers. That's what it is with Bissouma. And especially in the big away games, he's a
Yeah.
player that's a liability. And he proved it again today. And it proves why we need a number 6 in this team, why this manager refuses to play with a number 6. I'll never know. And
he's extreme, bro. That's the thing with Ange. It's hard to feel sorry for Ange because Ange is just so stubborn and hard-headed. Like that's his hard-headedness is what really irritates me the most because it's just like, dude, you see something is not working. It's clearly not working, bro. That's why you're the manager. That's why you get paid.
100%.
When it doesn't work, you change things. But this brother is so stubborn and hard-headed. He's like, I'm not changing anything. I'm like, okay, then you're gonna get sacked.
But it's not just. It's not just the changing. It's not just the changing, Omar. It doesn't have to necessarily change the system or anything like that. Just adapt it, bro.
Yeah,
just
King,
adapt
King,
it.
this
Just adapt it.
That's what I was gonna say, mate. Because like for me, right? You guys know I blame the manager. I've been Ange out because I think tactically he is awful. He is awful. But today, it is his fault because there's clearly no defensive structure in this team, and that's been the case the whole season. When we're going to Anfield with a 1-0 lead, you have to play it in a certain way. And I didn't think our team plus manager had the capability of playing it in that way, especially if you want to just focus, not even just quality-wise, because yes, Liverpool have way more quality than us, but tactically as well. I didn't think, I've seen Conte go to Anfield with Dyer, Sanchez, and like Sessegnon and Chicken Royale and get a draw at Anfield. I'm just saying. I've seen that happen before. And we should have won that game if was it Højbjerg didn't miss that chance. But yeah, today, we were so poor in the basics, and that's my problem because, most teams will lose at Anfield this season. We weren't expected to go through, but we didn't do the basics. Giving the ball away, sloppy penalty. It should have been about 7 or 8 today. We got completely battered, and that's the thing. They always say it's like a way to lose. For me, the manner that we lost today is unforgivable, and it's another just low. I mean, you saw it that you got the cameras panning to Levy. I mean, he's asleep. Sleep at the wheel as usual. Like, he's asleep in the stadium. Like, make it make sense. Like, this is what I'm saying. It was, trophy gone, which is what pissed me off today because, for me, it's as simple as this, right? Even at the start of the season, I said this. If we don't win a trophy, it's failure. Because I'm not saying we're entitled to trophies. Nobody's entitled to trophies. But it's got to a point now where 17 years, for me, is embarrassing just simply because this club, for all the shit people want to talk about it, has never gone on a trophy drought this long. That's just a fact. And for it to, every year it happens, the worse it gets. It gets more and more embarrassing, and it seems to get worse. Although the silver lining is that we did in the Carabao Cup, we actually gave it a better go than usual. Usually we'll make 9 changes against like Fulham and then get knocked out on penalties. But this time we actually made a semi-final. And we lost to the team that's going to go on and win it most likely. So there is that, but then again, it's like, why are we in this position where we can't compete with them? The reason we're in this position is because of the ownership and the policy at the club, which is to not put us in a position where we can compete with these teams. Because this is what it is. I should be sitting here. I said this, I think, before the first leg. We got to a semi-final. I should be sitting here saying, okay, we're in a semi-final. We can win this. We're the last 4. But I'm not, because I don't have any faith that we're going to do it. And that for me is bad. I shouldn't be sitting here with my team in a semi-final saying, we have no chance. That shouldn't be the case. If you make it to a semi-final, surely you got to have something about you. And I just don't think we do. So look, I'm deflated again. 4-0. Yeah, that's the thing, right? I thought we'd at least give it a go. I thought we'd at least get a shot on target. We didn't have a shot on target in that game. That's the thing, right? Yeah, we can talk about the defense all day long and like the midfield giving the ball away, which were all big problems. But the attack, I mean, they're exhausted. Plus, there was no link between the midfield, between the attack. We couldn't get anything. And yet people want to tell me that Ange ball is amazing. That Ange ball is scintillating, scary football. I'm like, where was it today? I know Liverpool are good, but like teams at Anfield can get a shot on target. I mean, it's not unheard of to go and get a shot on target at Anfield. It's not impossible to score a goal at Anfield. Yeah, it might be impossible to win there right now, almost, but it's not impossible to score a goal. Just saying, I said before the game, do I think it was despite being 1-0 up, I was like, we need a miracle here. But I did say if we're going to have any chance, we need to take the lead. We need to start fast and like go 1-0 up and make it 2-0 aggregate. And
Yes.
that goal just never came. And like I said, in the first 10 seconds or so, that I can't remember exactly who it was.
No, you
That
guys
part-
considered. Am I correct in saying you guys considered after the first 3 minutes?
No. We didn't concede until like half an hour, but
Half an hour, yeah.
Because here's the thing. I was watching the Barca game, right? So the game started 30 minutes, I think 30 minutes before the 30 minutes after your game started, right? So I'm sitting there. We score after the first 30 minutes. So I'm just sitting there like, yo, we scored. I'm just celebrating. And then literally I'm celebrating. You guys concede as well. I'm
yeah,
like,
it was
oh.
half an
And
hour in.
So for me, I was like,
34th minute.
oh, yeah, the match just started. I was like, wait a minute, did they actually concede literally at the start of the game? But
It was at 34th. It was at 34th minute or something like that when they conceded.
when that goal went in for me, when I saw that goal went in for me, I'm like, bro, this is
This,
ridiculous.
but this, do you know what it is, right? The problem we have is that results like today, it's going to be normalized. I mean, look, the fan base is starting to turn. There is a lot more pressure on Levy and the ownership than there's ever been before. If it's enough, that's a whole nother question. But there is definitely a lot more uproar and there's a lot more discontent than there's ever been. But the problem is that the club in a whole, like with other, not just Spurs fans, other fans and everything, it's been normalized. Kind of these kind of results, like getting battered 4-0, kind of getting battered 6-3. It's like, come on, man. Like for me, yeah, it's just deflating. Like, and yeah, we're here again. Pretty much, we're here again, and the culture has been created like this at this club by the ownership, by the chairman.
Yep.
And look, luckily, the media are starting to talk about it. They're actually talking about Daniel Levy. They're talking about the ownership, which
About time.
for years, Sky
But
Sports
yeah.
here in England, Sky Sports, they didn't say a word about it. They would literally, they didn't say a word about it. So.
No.
Look, there's more pressure, which is obviously a positive because this is what it is with Spurs. I've got tired of the same bullshit over and over again. That at least, at least it's something different. Look, I'm not saying it's good to be in this situation, but it's something different to the usual bullshit. So there is that. But on tonight, it's gutting, man. It's gutting. I mean, obviously, I'm calmer than I was earlier when I did my post-match reaction.
I haven't watched it yet, but I will be watching it after the show for sure.
You should,
Make sure you guys go and watch them out. Make sure you guys go subscribe to No Filter FC. I'll put the link in the description.
Yeah, subscribe, people.
Go and
you know
watch
what I'm saying?
I'm sure it's gonna be hilarious. I know this. For sure.
The Daniel Levy cartel, bro. Like you said, Charlie. The Daniel Levy cartel. This is what I'm saying. That's what I said before you came on. Yeah, I said to Omar. Yeah, I do. This guy wasn't serious. Yeah. When I remember when you guys had prime Gareth Bale, bro. I remember you guys had prime Gareth Bale, yeah, and you sold him to Real Madrid for like 85 million and that, yeah, and then you brought in like nine, and then you brought in like 9 players, and seven and 8 of them were scrubs.
Can I just say it quickly? Losing Bale to Real Madrid is not the problem.
No, but they didn't replace him, Omar. That's my point.
No. I hear you. It's the more of the recruitment side that you're talking about. I understand you, right?
Yeah.
So you're right. For me, the recruitment was awful.
Yeah.
You guys bought in Soldado, Lamela, flipping Stambuli.
That's my point.
Ericsson
was the only good. Ericsson was the only good signing.
The recruitment is the transfer policy, and the transfer policy is opportunistic. I mean, look at the window we just had, right? I mean, I rate Matisse Tell. I rate him. I think he's a very good player. I rate even Danzo. I think he's a good centre back. But here's the problem: we needed in the summer way more than this. We needed even more in January. Plus, also, Levy waited until the last 2 days of the window to buy these 2 players. When we needed them before. We needed players to come in at the start of the window. So the timing and the way we've conducted business hasn't changed.
Wrong.
It's
it hasn't
same bullshit.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. It was the same thing with Harry Kane, bro. It's all right getting rid of Harry Kane to go to Bayern Munich. But again, you bought Breda Johnson for 50 million and bought Archie Gray for 40 million and bought in Bergvall, and they are not on the same level as Harry Kane. Yes, Solanke's a good player, but he's not on the same level as Harry Kane. This is my point, Omar.
It all comes down to wages. That's why people wonder if we had 50 million to spend, why did we buy Brennan Johnson? The reason is because
it's the wages, basically.
Wages. They don't. We're not going to buy a player, even if maybe that player will cost less than Brennan Johnson, for example. If they're on more than what our wage structure asks for, then we're not signing them. That's what it is. It's not about when it comes to Tottenham. I mean, we were willing to pay 60 million for Tell permanently.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily. I mean, are we going to spend 100 million on a player? No, but now that it comes down to the wages. And that's the problem, because we don't want to pay it's supply and demand. We don't want to pay the top wages. That's why we don't get the players that we should be getting.
Yeah, for sure. The recruitment. The recruitment is just the biggest problem in it. Like, you man have sold your best players and haven't replaced them. You just brought in a lot of players that are average or trash.
Quantity over quality. That's what it always is.
Quantity, and this is why I mentioned, and this is why Omar, I mentioned the Bale thing, because I knew from the Bale thing that these men weren't serious. Because how are you going to let go of Gareth Bale and not replace him properly? Like, what type of foolishness is this? You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy.
Nah, for real. But yeah, guys, listen, we're gonna wrap up. We're gonna wrap this up very, very soon. What's going on? Sorry. Anyway, we're gonna wrap this up, guys. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a lot more exhausted today. But big ups to every single one. Big up to Mike who's left. Big up to Charlie for popping up. Big up to you, King, every single time. Let me see, guys, who's available. They're still doing the heavyweight show. They still might be doing the heavyweight show.
People subscribe to this channel as well. Don't be a Rasmus Hoyland in front of go. Subscribe to this channel, yeah. Like, that's what I'm saying. The True Ballers FC is very good every week, people. You know what I mean? It's free, people. You know what I'm saying?
Jeez, what's happened here? Jeez, I don't know what happened, bro. This
I don't know what.
I don't know. Sometimes this stream does this. Sorry, let me. The hell? Anyway, guys.
I don't know.
I didn't even do anything. Listen. Charlie, tell these guys what's coming up on your channel, man. No filter.
Big up Omar for having me on again. Great show, great channel. I do all things football. I mean, I'll be going live after games. I react to many games. I take some videos as well, just all things football, man, like football fan content, that sort of thing. Go subscribe to No Filter FC if you haven't already, people. So big up everyone.
Yeah, for sure. But listen, guys, we're gonna wrap up as far as this channel is concerned. Beyond the Pitch, guys. Listen, guys, I'm gonna be making some more changes on my show Beyond the Pitch. You guys are gonna be seeing it very, very soon. For those of you guys, who are new to the channel, big up to every one of you guys who subscribed. If you're new, big up to every single one of you. Over here we do Barcelona content, La Liga content. Usually Premier League content is through Ballers FC, so like this show, and it's usually like a bigger panel, so sometimes you'll be seeing all of the panelists here. Sometimes live. Sometimes people are busy and stuff like that. But big up to every single one of you. Let me see who's live right now, because I do want to redirect before I go.
I think Flawless is usually live around this time.
But let me see, because I always redirect to Flawless. Let me see if someone else is also.
I don't know. It's Saeed.
I think Zir might be live.
Yeah, Zia might be. I think Saeed is sometimes
I'll redirect to Flawless, because let me just redirect to Flawless, because I think these guys will probably be leaving by now.
Because I'm just trying to think who'd be live at this time. Because sometimes Saeed will be there. Sometimes Saeed will be. Sometimes only sometimes though. But
it's all good. I've actually just decide to redirect to Flawless. So listen, guys, this will redirect you guys to Flawless's channel, guys. Sarcasm City TV, guys. Make sure you guys go out there, put Omar BYT raid down in the comments section. They're doing the pro clubs. For those of you guys who are gaming fans, guys, they're doing the pro clubs over there. Make sure you guys go out there, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new over there, guys. Put Omar BYT raid. And big ups to every single one of you. Big up to the panel. Big up to everyone in the chat. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel. And like I always say whenever we end these streams, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and peace, you guys. Take care.
Peace.
Okay, yeah, man. Big up to you. Listen, like I said, Charlie, I was gonna. So the Beyond the Picture, I'm gonna be changing it, right? So I'm gonna be doing more of like a panelist thing. So you know how I basically always add these true ballers, right? I'm gonna start cutting it to like 2 people. You feel me, right? So I'm gonna be starting.
Yeah.
So hold on.
Mm.
Still
You
live.
know, I've watched it.
I think we're still live, guys.